We are now live.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I made a point of it.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
So where do I see that on YouTube? Oh, there, yeah, got it. No, I'm just gonna send it to my.
So the only thing is, we can't see your beautiful face in it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this crazy stream. Goodness, I hope you can hear me. I hope I can hear me. I hope my players can hear me. And I hope all of you can hear me as well. It's been a very long time since we've done live streams on this channel. So if you can, give me a thumbs up or something in chat so we know that you can hear what's going on. And in the meantime, I will give you well, you can hear me, obviously, Scott. Thank you very much. Let's me introduce my wonderful players. We've got Scott. Scott, who are you going to be playing tonight?
I'm going to be playing Rolf Mistengir, the barbarian battle-made fighter.
All right. Sounds exciting. Why did you choose a battle mage?
Oh, I didn't say battle mage. I meant
Didn't you?
battle thingy. The battle thingy.
Battle master.
Battle
you fool.
master thingy. Because
Battle master.
there's new with the 5.24 rules.
Mm-hmm.
Fighters get a little bit more going on for them, and I want to try some of the new weapon specialities and maneuvers in combination. It gives me a lot to do, almost too much to do, but it's all variations of hit things, so we'll do that.
All right, sounds fair. Sounds fair. Then we've got Laura joining us. Hello, Laura.
Hello. And I will be playing Petra tonight, who is a Beastmaster Ranger. Used to be a farmer, but, you know.
Yes, when you sent the character concept through, I'm a ranger, but I used to be a farmer. Why? Why did you used to be a farmer? Where would that come from?
My family were farmers. I grew up on
well,
a farm.
obviously
And then, I was like the third daughter. Nobody really cared what I did. My sisters were married. The sons were taking over the farm. It's just left to my own devices. I could work on a farm if I wanted to because I was family. But, in my time learning to shoot bow to protect my pigs, I realized I like shooting things.
Fair. We then have Brendan. Hello, Brendan. How you doing?
Bonjour, Guy. My character this evening is called Benoit Dubois, and he is a hunter ranger. And I'm going to apologize in advance if there are any francophiles in the chat, because I intend to butcher your language tonight. I mean, really butcher it. So please be gentle in the comments. I will try my best not to be such a pig with my French language, my outrageous French accent.
They're still trying to work out how many personalities Rolf has, considering the various accents that Scott rumbled through. So yes, I'm sure if there's anyone from France watching the stream tonight, if you are from France and you're watching the stream, rate Brendan's accent at the end of the show. One being he's no longer allowed to ever visit France, to 10 being he's no longer allowed to even fly over France, which will make it difficult for him to travel to London. So there we are. And then last but not least, we have the fabulous Morris. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing quite well, sir.
Fantastic. Who are you playing?
I am playing Fenshal the Peacemaker, who is a war priest. He's deeply psychotic, and I decided to play him because I'm sick of playing a feeble old man in your other game. And now I'm playing a violent idiot.
And then you'll see the portrait that he had made, which is a feeble old man. Anyway, I mean, he's a haggard old man in plate armor, sure.
He's been through some shit. That's what's
He's been through some things. There we are.
Been through things, yeah.
They are. Mystic666 asked, does Benoit fart in any particular direction?
Just generally in your direction, I think is the prescribed answer to that question. Thank you very much.
Then H Bookbinder GM presents says maybe he's Quebecy or Quebecois.
Quebecois, right?
There we go.
Could be. We'll see how bad the accent is.
Could be. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Will the French Canadians want you either? We shall see. Okay, so why are we here? Why are we doing this wonderful stream? Why have we got these wonderful players and their crazy characters that they have created for us? Well, I'm supposed to be wearing this hat, but it doesn't fit in my head because of my headphones. So we are here for the Jingle Jam which is a fundraising event which has been going on for a couple of days and continues on into the weekend. And Jingle Jam is about raising money for charities. And the particular charity that we are affiliated with is with the charity called CALM, which is the campaign against living miserably. And the entire reason why we're behind that is because CALM reached out to me and said, we believe that role-playing helps your mental state improve, helps you do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And I know personally, I certainly can attest to the fact that role-playing is definitely something that improves my mood, no matter what mood I'm in. So there we are. So with that in mind, this is a charity event. So we are trying to raise charity. You'll notice at the very bottom of the screen, there is a charity donation thing, which is how much we're hoping to raise. If we can get £100 tonight, we'll be very happy, contributing to the CALM organization. They run hotlines. People can phone them from all over and get advice and help and hopefully prevent suicide from happening. So to that end, we don't want you to just donate blindly, although you are welcome to do so. There are a couple of things that we have added in at the suggestion of some of the players, some of the CALM folk and things like that. The very first one, the very first one is... you can ban a word. If you donate £10, you can ban a word. And the next question you're going to ask me, which is a very valid one, but a silly one, because I should have already done it already, is how do you donate? And the way that you donate is I've posted the link into chat now. So if you follow that link there, that'll take you through to the campaign, and then you can donate, and I will hopefully see it on my dashboard. And then you can then type in the word in chat what you have banned. Now, every time the player uses this particular word, you can't ban words like the, and, or, all those kind of really useful words. Every time the player uses it, they lose 3 hit points straight away. So there we are. Or as chat, you can go, you know what, I actually want them to gain 3 hit points, because why not? I mean, why do we have to be negative all the time? So that's the first thing that you can do is, yes, you can ban certain words. Now, why would you want to spend all of your precious money and please financial responsibility before gaming and shenanigans? Well, the reason is if you spend, or I suppose spend is the wrong word, if you donate more than £35, Tiltify, which is the company that's running the back end for all of this donation stuff, will send you an email and will say, right, here is a whole bunch of keys for Steam games, PC games that you can then unlock as a way of saying thank you. So Steam is part of this, and they said, right, here's a whole bundle of games that we will happily give people. And so that's what happens if you get to £35. So, I mean, you can just dump £35 and say, right, give me all of the Steam games. But I would advise against that, as a matter of fact. If you are going to spend £35, that's great. But save it, because you can do all sorts of crazy things, like banning words and more as the game progresses. Now, the game is called The Sands of Hope. And where does that come from? Well, the game was designed by CALM. The adventure was designed by the CALM folks, and they sent it through to me and said, hey, have a look at it and see what you think. And so I will be running basically their adventure. I've modified it slightly for the stream and for the duration. We're going to be playing for 3 hours tonight, so we'll see how far we get in it. The players might get to the end. They might not get to the end. They might all die beforehand. Or, you know, they might just go in a completely different direction. Who knows? Who cares? All that is important is that we will be having fun. Now, in terms of your funding, every £12.50, or roughly $15, pays for a life-saving phone call. So if someone phones CALM, it costs about £12.50 to have that phone manned, and so that's where your money is going towards manning those important lifeline call centres. So I think that pretty much covers everything. We have a dwarf, we've got a couple of humans running around. And so, well, we've already got donations coming in. My goodness, thank you very much for that. Well, that's a quarter of the way there, so that was quick and easy. If we get to £100, we'd call it a night, won't we? No, we won't, actually. We'll carry on playing the damned adventure, because that's the point, is to have fun. And so is everybody ready? I think I've covered everything. Looking at all my notes going, have I covered that? Yes. Great. In that case, then, I would like all 4 of you to please roll initiative for me.
Fair enough.
I should have
Because
expected
that's-
this. This
Yeah.
is
You
how
should have
most of the
expected
games with
this.
guys start.
Yes. Most of my games start with initiative because
Where's
it's
Matthew?
fun.
Oh,
Oh,
Ah,
Nice.
what? No.
first nat 20.
what
So,
a waste!
what a waste.
You have to
Okay,
go
yes.
first
You
in
want
this
that
unknown dungeon.
I didn't get to see a 20 because it was hidden.
Oh shit! Well,
I can see it. I confirm it was a 20.
I literally just have double question marks here. We're using a system called dddice.com. By the way, that's showing us the dice on your screen right now. And if your dice rolls are hidden from the host, which would be me, I can't see it, so I can confirm or deny nothing.
oh, what's happening here?
So there we are.
Okay.
All right,
saw that,
lovely.
right?
Fantastic. 16, 9, and 12.
Now mine's a total of 12.
And mine's
Total
a
of 12.
total of
Okay.
15.
All right, 12, 15. Benoit, what did you get?
9. So
9. And Rolf?
16.
16. Lovely. Fantastic. And let's just roll for my little thing there. Oh, look at that. 17.
Ooh.
Fantastic. All right. Hopefully you're all seeing those rolls and that sort of thing. Hey, Big Sarge, welcome to the stream. And right, so on that note, the four of you have been making your way to a very important bridge. You are currently crossing a particularly arid desert to get from one of the cities on the coast to another city inland where a job awaits the four of you. Everybody knows that this desert is prone to rather violent sandstorms, and the season for sandstorms has just begun. You are trying to be ahead of the sandstorms. There is a caravan that you have been part of for the last week, a bunch of individuals who call themselves the Ocotonians, and the Ocotonians have hosted and been very kind to you. They didn't charge you anything for following along, and most of the time the meals are free as well. They are about 400 in number, and they ride these very curious ostrich-like creatures. They call them axe beaks because of the curious shape of the beak of this particular bipedal mount that they are all riding. And with that, you have journeyed. The sun has risen and has set and has risen and has set. There has been no sign of sandstorms whatsoever. And you are now about a day away from the Great Crossing. The Great Crossing is a bridge, the only bridge for about 400 miles in either direction that crosses the Mazan Gorge. The Mazan Gorge is about a mile deep and about half a mile wide. Crossing it is very, very difficult, and so you need to get to the bridge before the sandstorms blow in and obscure any hope of trying to find the Mazan Bridge. It is early morning, and the caravan has been doing its usual plodding forward, following an invisible road buried under miles of sand long ago. But the trackers know which direction to head in, when all four of you are alerted by the sounds of a scout screaming in panic that there is a sandstorm on the rise. I would ask, Rolf, what's your survival like, good sir?
It is but a mere +1.
Aha. Well, why didn't you go ahead and roll it for me anyway?
Oh,
Hello,
we're doing it from
Sweden,
here, okay.
by the way. Yes. A natural 20. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic. All right. On the natural 20, that's absolutely brilliant. You realize that the sandstorm probably isn't an actual sandstorm. It looks more like a dust cloud that might be generated from a very, very large herd of creatures moving through the desert rather than a sandstorm. It is moving in the direction of the caravan, however, and moving quite quickly.
Stoically, I point my masculine chin in the direction of danger and go, "My dear traveling companions, there is a herd of creatures heading in our direction."
Zut
Anybody?
alors, Rolf. What are you talking about? Point me in this direction. I will take a look. And
Do you not see in which the direction my large jaw points?
your jaw. You was always talking about your jaw. Yes, it is a beautiful jaw. Move aside, please, Rolf. And I will push down my eagle of eye of the eagle visor guy, and I'll take a quick peek closer into this kind of dust cloud, and maybe using some of my desert cunning, try and figure out what type of animal might be stampeding at such a great rate of knots towards us.
I love it. Your helmet of the eagle eye, what does that do for you? Is it just enhanced?
Basically, a lot of detail at long distance and advantage on perception checks.
Ah, okay, fantastic. So, before we go any further, the donation that was added was to ban a word, and the word is dungeon. So you are not allowed to say the word dungeon. Anyone who says the word dungeon in chat, I would hope. Well, I have to say it in order for people to know what it is. I can't. I mean, all right, fine. I lose 6 hit points. What a pity. The GM has an infinite number, so I'm down 6. Anybody who says it, I'm mainly looking at the 4 of you, loses 3 hit points every time that they say it. So good luck with that one. And for those of you that have just joined the stream, here is the link to donate if you want to donate to the CALM campaign. And more things will be happening shortly. So looking at this approaching sand cloud, you realize that this is a herd of you are familiar with this territory to a degree. It's a herd of a beast called a rhinodon. And rhinodons are they're common across the planet, across Braxia, my world setting. They just come in different types of species, I guess. The desert rhinodon looks like an armored rhinoceros that has 8 horns running across the length of its forehead, weighs about 3.5 tons, and is heavily armored. They have very poor sense of vision, but their sense of smell is really good. They're not really used for anything because hunting them is almost impossible. They are nigh on impervious to most weapons and that sort of thing. They take a very long time to get to the scale and size that they grow to. Nonetheless, they appear to be charging directly towards the caravan. The caravan folks have all seen this dust and are moving about in a little bit of panic.
Mon Dieu, mon ami, my friends, these are the rhinodons. They are approaching. We must flee before them. And Benoit has his vision of Jurassic Park film. He's like glasses full.
How far away is this crowd? So at this point,
They're about a mile away.
we have time to flee or to stand and fight.
Their noses are impervious. They are like the French cuisine. They will smell anything. Actually, not French. It's Cormerian cuisines. They smell anything. We must flee, my friends. We must flee.
What, in your summation, would be the top speed of an axe beak if we were to drive them as fast as we could?
The axbeaks themselves are particularly fast birds. The problem is the caravans, the wagons and things that they are hauling slow them down considerably.
So much the worse for them. I'll get astride my warhorse and come, friends. Let's leave these fodder to their fate.
Yes, always so dramatic, so dramatic. I will alert the rangers and tell them to cut the caravan loose and flee for their lives. Let us do it this way.
I mean, we could just try turning them around or something. And if you want to try and outrun a big giant herd of beasts, that's up to you. But in my experience, that ain't gonna happen.
Where are you from exactly?
The question might be asked of
I've never met a
everyone.
ranger from Mississippi before.
Oh dear, oh dear,
Well,
oh dear.
I will bow to the experience of animal handlers.
Yeah. I think we need to get ahead of these creatures, frankly. So I would probably tell the people with the caravan to cut the caravan loose and let's flee ahead of this herd as quickly as possible. Otherwise, we're going to get trampled towards the
Herd is
bridge.
going this way. Can we just go that way?
Well, so you are currently heading as best as you can. Think of it in a easterly direction, for the bridge is in the east, and the herd is coming from the west, and they are heading east. So you can certainly try and swing south or north, but that will take you off of the path or the road, for lack of a better word, out into the open desert, which is where they don't want to be, as there's very little indicator of what goes on in that space.
Not wanting to metagame, but maybe we should go towards the bridge.
I mean, it's not meant to scare me. That's the goal. Get to the bridge.
Very well. Yeah, I'm on my war horse, and I'll
You're gonna just abandon the caravan?
yeah.
Okay.
Hi. Well, off he goes.
Bye. I'm off to Spain, so I'll get a cup of tea and see you guys. And
Yeah. Thanks for
Well,
playing. You get to the bridge. Everything's fine. You watch as the rest get completely annihilated by this herd. Yeah.
I have along with me, Guy. I acquired, thanks to your generous gold donation prior to the setup, I acquired 2 camels. One of them is called Croissant, and the other one is called Moustache. And I would offer to hitch up Croissant and Moustache to the caravan for a bit of extra leg power to try and get us kind of ahead of this herd. If I can do that very quickly, that would be one action I would probably try and do to hurry this along.
All right. I like it. And Petra, what are you doing? Benoit is trying to hook up some camels, croissant and mustache.
Oh. So how, I'm assuming it's not just a caravan. Is there it's a long line of...
Yeah, there are about 150 folks in the caravan, women, children, multiple wagons, that sort of thing. I say wagons, but they don't have wheels; they have sleighs. As you're traveling over sandy terrain.
And are these creatures dangerous? Other than the fact they're running at us, but I mean, just normally, are they aggressive creature, or are they like a herd animal?
No, if you were to attack one, it would defend itself vigorously, and 2.5 tons of heavily armored animal is by nature dangerous. But it's not like a herd would see you and immediately come and attack you. It's literally only a threat response that they would, or if they felt threatened, that they would do anything. But you would know that they definitely have a sort of an alpha bull which will direct the herd.
Well,
Okay, so how distinctive is the alpha bull?
Would be at the front of the pack of the herd.
So if we could somehow just... Okay, so let's just say this out. I mean, if we just redirect the guy at the front, then everything else will just follow it along. And so if we can just, I don't know, ride out to the herd and try and just get that fella to just, turn on around, then we should be all right. Well, I mean, that's just my idea, though.
why don't we kill him? I'll whip out my flail, which is on fire. If we beat the leader to death, Will it dissuade the rest of the herd?
I love your mad eyes.
No? Yes?
This is
fighting? It means-
potentially a plan. Absolutely, absolutement. I have one suggestion, maybe before they actually rest on the battle. I have a certain magic about me, and perchance I could summon. How do you call it in common tongue? This sexy Rhinodon lady companion, let's say, for the alpha male Rhinodon, and maybe we parade this lovely sexy beast in front of the Rhinodon and persuade him to follow this sexy beast somewhere else.
Well, it
Shall we
certainly
try
works
this as well?
in the cartoons.
What does Rolf and his chin think about all of this?
Rolf is conferring with his chin on many matters, you know. But I would say that the best course of action would be to. I mean, hello, I am from. Wait,
You are not from England.
man. Hang on a second. I'll get the accent in a minute. But Rolf is just wondering. There's a lot of opinions going about, and Rolf really just wants nobody to get hurt. So the turning away of the beast sounds like the best option for maximum safety, even if it puts us at risk. So, dear comrades, I say we ride!
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Fair.
I will
Finchal?
unwrap, as we ride, I will unwrap from my backpack what looks like a long rolled up piece of fabric of some kind, which is inky black. And I will say, if things look desperate, I will put this in the ground. Get into it. Don't ask any questions. Have faith.
Faith, we have in you. Petra, are you also mountless, or is it just me? Am I the only one who didn't bring a horse to the party?
She looks down, and next to her there's like this snaggle-toothed, pot-bellied pig with like little green glowing symbols down because it's not technically a real pig, and she's just like, I don't think I'm riding porridge, so no.
Well, if we are trying this diversion
Is he breaking up for everybody else?
tactique, maybe Petra and Rolf. Maybe you can ride Croissant and I can ride Moustache, and we can go out together.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that works for me. It was either that or, have to get real close to to the edgy man at the front.
Okay, great. So that begs the question, Rolf and Petra, have you ever ridden a camel before?
No. And do you know what's
Probably
funny
not.
as well? Just so everyone knows, I came into this game and I went, guy, I've never played a cavalier. I'd quite like to play a cavalier. He went, nah, you won't need a mount. No one else is bringing mounts. Don't worry about it. I was like, all right.
Yep.
I won't worry about it then.
And everybody else independently, by the way, made their characters. So how the hell we ended up with Croissant, Moustache, and Porridge as the names of our beasts of burden? What's the name of your warhorse?
I think the name of my warhorse would be Bobby. Bobby the
Bobby.
warhorse.
Bobby the horse, that tracks. So yes, Scott, I give you permission to be mad at me for saying, no, don't worry about that sort of thing, old chap. It's all based inside of a stone structure that's based underground and was designed for you to crawl through it.
What about it? It's fine.
All right. So we have two people who are trying to ride camels, and the best way that I have ever been told that riding a dromedary camel, the sensation is basically kicking yourself in the teeth with your knees whilst being bent in half, because that's the lope of a camel. So I will need the two of you to please give me an animal handling check in order to stay on the said camels. Meanwhile, I would like Thenshaw and Benoit, who are more experienced with the sort of riding motion. Both of you can give me nature checks, please.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. That is a 7.
7. You're all good there.
I got a
22.
22.
Oh, double. Wow. Okay.
Rangers.
Fantastic. Yeah, both rangers in top form, doing their rangery stuff. Petra, it was as if you were born on a dromedary camel. You were just gliding along there. And how are you doing there, Rolf?
A very middling 12. So a couple of noses in the face.
Knees,
no, I mean
yes.
knees on the nose.
Yes, that big chin of yours getting in the way of gravity and stuff. Benoit, it strikes you that to get a herd of Rhinodon moving must have taken some kind of calamity or something to have got them to move. And it is at exactly that moment, as you are thinking, what on earth could possibly have motivated these multi-tonned creatures to take flight, that you see it heading directly towards Thenshal. A very large set of fins in the sand sticking up. Each fin is about 3.5 foot in length and sticks out of the sand by about 3 feet. And it appears to be moving at about 180 foot around, give or take, towards Thenshal and his heavy warhorse as it lumbers forward over the dune.
As a kind of French Foreign Legion style character who was living in the desert for a long time, Guy, I assume that I would know this would be some type of sand shark type of character. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I know how dangerous they are as well.
Particularly to warhorses or rhinodons, they can be big enough to swallow the beasts whole or at least bite them in half with a single chomp.
Okay. Well, the good news is that there's far more rhinodons than there are caravan people and horses. So the likelihood of the sand shark getting one of us is quite low. However, it does kind of change the tactics a little bit because now we have 2 threats moving at us quite quickly. So I think
we do indeed. We do indeed. And we also have our first opportunity for those of you that are watching. If you want to participate in this game in a meaningful way and contribute towards CALM, the campaign against living miserably, which is a charity, you can use the link below, or the link in chat, which I have shared up, and make a donation to change the course of this. It could be that the sandstorm and the Rhinodon charging, it's just bad. It's just bad. Or it could be really bad, or really bad, but with loot. Bad, but great loot, or you tell me, depending. And so if that is something that you want to do, you're welcome to do it. But at the same time, we've got charging Rhinodons and a sand shark. Sand shark as voted on by the YouTube community, because they love you guys. They could have gone worse. It could have been easier too. Could have been sand fleas. Attacked by 1,000 sand fleas. Yeah, no, they decided sand sharks.
thank you very much, YouTube community.
Yes, of course. That's what you want.
Good work.
I think
Okay.
Then what? Yep.
This takes us into initiative as the sand shark is trailing the herd, and then it detects the irregular loping of the camels as well as the thundering hooves of the warhorse. And this may or may not have drawn its attention. And on that, I need to roll. And to see if it rolls above a 15, it's coming towards the 4 of you. Natural 1, it's not going anywhere. It's following the Rhinodon herd, which gives you a round to operate in. And first up is Rolf. What are you doing?
Trying to divert the camel to not be in the path of the charging onslaught.
So you were charging towards it, and now you've turned around and you're charging away.
Well,
from
I
it,
sort of want to
essentially?
pull alongside, but not. My end goal is to see if I can jump astride the lead charging beast.
The Rhinodon itself.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so you are riding towards this what you hope to be the Alpha, and you realise that the Alpha is it's very obvious. It is almost twice the size of the rest of the herd that are running forward. 6 horns, although 3 of them are broken. The 3 that remain, though, each one is pretty much the size of your leg in terms of scale. And it is thundering forward. It sees you approaching with these small, beady black eyes, and it doesn't seem too happy. You don't have to be a ranger to know that it's not comfortable with you getting any closer. Your riding will get you close enough. If you are going to leap, that will require an acrobatics check.
And leap I shall.
And I should advise you that failure would be very, very bad.
Well, if Eric save the day. Here we go. That's moderately okay. 13.
13. Okay. With a 13, you leap from Moustache, I believe you were on, sail through the air and slam into the side of this Rhinodon. You will need to give me a sleight of hand to hold on.
Can I plunge some sort of dagger into its side?
No, because Dungeons and Dragons
quite.
doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No. And you take 2 points
You
damage.
said the word. You lose 3 HP.
Oh, I did. Look at you. Look at you
That's
watching
wonderful.
out. Okay, so yes, the bull Rhinodon loses 3 HP. And
you want a sleight of hand, do you?
Yes, please. You take 2 HP's worth of impact damage from slamming into the side of this thing. But the Rhinodon is now down 3 HP.
Ooh, 18.
Lovely. With your 18, you've landed on the shoulder of this beast and have managed to dig your fingers in, and you are holding on for dear life on the side of this beast. Those are your actions for this round.
Why, thank you.
That takes us to Petra. What are you doing?
Well, Petra was also going to attempt to jump on the Rhinodon.
I mean, you can all fit. It's
Plenty of space on there.
I make a
why
very
not? It's
hairy
big enough.
ladder.
So, yeah, I'll do that. Am I just riding on my own camel, or am I sharing with someone? I couldn't quite remember.
I think you were sharing. Is that correct? And Benoit was on Croissant. Is that right, Brendan? Have we lost
I think
Brendan?
Brendan's frozen.
It's correct,
yeah.
yes.
But anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do.
Ah.
Whichever. If I'm sharing with someone, I'm going to be like,
Yes.
get me alongside. And if not, and whatever, I'll just get my own camel alongside and then jump.
You were on Moustache with Rolf. Yes. So you're going to jump as well. Acrobatics, please. What do we get?
15.
Lovely. Okay, with a 15, you land above Rolf on the Rhinodon's
Sorry, I
back.
rolled in D&D Beyond instead of the dice roll. Apologies.
I was wondering where the dice was, but that's all right. We'll take it as good.
Take that night, man.
So you land on the back of this Rhinodon. Now what?
Okay, so now, okay.
Are you going to try and help Rolf up, or are you going to try and do something else?
Oh, is Rolf just hanging on?
Yes.
Oh, then yes, I will definitely attempt to help
I don't-
Rolf before he gets tangled underneath the legs or whatever.
But to be fair, I didn't have a plan beyond this. You might have a better
Oh.
idea and do something more economical.
We'll get you a fun here because it might take 2 of us to do this.
All right, so you're going to help Rolf up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it. Okay, between the two of you, you managed to pull Rolf up onto the side of this, onto the back of this beast.
Thank you.
It's a different feeling to the camel. The camel was knees up, Mother Brown. This is more along the lines of the entire platform is rumbling like you're riding on the back of a boulder. So your balance is constantly off because you cannot sit astride it. It is too wide. You would split yourself in half. So you're sort of holding on as best you can. Thenshal, what are you doing?
So, what I like to do is wheel my horse around at a point where I'm about maybe 30 feet or 50 feet ahead of the herd, especially the alpha,
Sure.
and then maintain that distance as I gallop my horse forward. So I want to wheel around, and then basically I'm riding in the other direction, but I want to keep a certain distance between myself and this herd.
Okay.
And I want to, if I manage to do that, I want to turn around, and I've got my burning flail in my hand, and I'll spin it, and then I'll let. I'm assuming that my two companions are, of course, on this beast in order to cut its throat and kill it. So I'm going to assist them by shooting a guiding bolt from my flail into this beast's face.
Okay, because that's what Rhinodon's like. Guiding bolts. Fantastic.
Don't worry, I have a plan B. It's not much better, but it's.
I mean, that wasn't the plan, but hey, it's our plan.
All right. Apparently, you can't hit the broadside of a barn.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
Yep. What you realize is riding your horse over sand dunes with a giant Rhinodon behind you and flinging or swinging a flail and directing a guiding bolt out of it is not as easy as it sounds. No. So the sand burns horribly and thinks about turning itself into glass, but you miss the Rhinodon. Unfortunately. So that is you. And then finally we get to Benoit.
Yeah. My internet should be back, guys. Sorry for that instability.
That's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to try and become friends with this Rhinodon and pet him and call him my best mate. But now I have my comrades climbing all over him, and his face is lit up with a guiding bolt. So
ground
I
nearby.
guess the plan is the plan is kill it.
That wasn't the plan. You were just right.
One person's plan was to kill it. Two other people, by admission, never had a plan.
Okay. So just remind me, Morris, did your guiding bolt hit?
No, missed completely.
My guiding bolt went nowhere
completely.
near it. It's probably not even aware that.
Okay, so it hasn't been hit yet. So in which case, I'll probably try and do the ranger friendship track first, and then if that fails, we can go back to kind of hitting it. So I'm going to cast animal friendship. I'm going to again wheel Croissant next to Denshao's horse and say, "My friend, just 1 second. I try and change its mind." And I cast animal friendship on it. So I need a wisdom 13 save, please, from you, Guy.
Wisdom 13 save. Okay.
Yeah.
And it gets a staggering 11.
So it fails. So it now has the charmed condition.
Okay.
For the duration, it's a one action. It's 24 hours. My God.
Yes. All right. This
Come with
alpha
us into the
Rhinodon. Minus 3 points.
Scheiße. Merde.
That's all right. All you need is a long rest and you get them back. Or short rest and you get them back. Now you will never have time for a short rest ever again. Anyway. Sorry.
So I'm going to kind of like try and wheel this Rhinodon away from the caravan a little bit, kind of send it on a path maybe towards the south, Guy.
So just talk to me through this charmed effect. It understands basic commands?
No, it just says it's charmed for the duration. And if one
So
of
it
my
won't
allies deals
kill you.
damage, it won't kill. And I assume it likes the cut of my jib. So it is gonna if I give it the old, sly shoulder, it might do my bidding.
Sure, but how does it know what your bidding is?
Well, I'm gonna ride in front of it, and Croissant is gonna, Croissant is a very flamboyant camel, because that's why it's called Croissant. He's many layers to this camel. And he's going to whip his tail in front of the Rhinodon's face a little bit and beckon it to follow Croissant. And Croissant is going to veer off towards the south, away from the caravan, hoping that this giant mad ball of fury with two people, grabbing on top of it is going to say, "Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to follow this camel because it's nice."
Okay. Okay, I'll
it's a
take
win-win,
that. I'll
guy,
take
come
that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right. So you are trying to persuade this Rhinodon to follow Croissant. Croissant is desperately trying to make sure that the Rhinodon does not catch it, because Croissant is a multi-layered camel who's realised what the hell's going on and what the risk might be if the Rhinodon actually does catch up, thanks to its master's flamboyant shoulders. This takes us to the top of the round, and the Sand Shark is now in the position to strike. Again, if I roll above a 15, it's coming to you folks. Still on natural ones. Thank you, dddice.com. And so, as the two of you are riding on the back of it, Thenshol, you are riding ahead of this thing with this camel next to you. You hear this desperately large bellowing sound, and you watch as this sand shark has burst out of the sand, and it's this brownish orange colored creature that does look vaguely like a shark, except that it has lots of tendrils, more like a catfish than a shark, and then this double moored mouth, which is now wrapped around the hindquarters of one of these Rhinodon, and it's pulling it down into the sand. And that's what's making this terrible trumpeting sound. The herd is slowly starting to swing to the south, which is a good thing. And the caravan has already started legging it as fast as they possibly can towards the east to try and get away from this entire thing. What's next?
What is the
Rolf?
size of the rhinodons and the shark? How big are they all? Are they large?
So the Rhinodon is the size of a rhinoceros, so it stands a good 6.5 to 7 foot at the shoulder, if not slightly more, and weighs 2.5 tons. The shark is probably about 35 to 40 feet in length, and it's a big one, but it's not huge. It's not huge. It's sort of the size of Jaws.
Okay. Pretty damn big though.
Yes, big enough to swallow you in a single bite.
Do I get the impression that the Rhinodon, the alpha, is under control and following in a direction?
Yes,
Yeah?
you do.
Okay. I'm still going to, as part of my Goliath heritage, I'm going to activate large form and make myself large, so I can sit astride the Rhinodon as though I was riding it.
You can indeed. So you do so. And all I need now is an animal handling check, if you please. Unfortunately, it's with disadvantage.
Okay.
As you have not ridden a Rhinodon before.
No. And not being particularly good with animals anyway, the goats in my village, they don't care for me. Petra, you don't have any advice for this, do you? As I'm trying to pull like a joystick at some of the Rhinodon's tusks.
Well, I mean, I was just going to talk to it.
Oh, so this is kind of superfluous at this point. As I roll my animal handling check, which comes to a total of...
Oh!
Yes!
Oh!
Nice.
As you are, I mean, yeah, that's just the one. Roll again.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear. Why'd you have to remind us these things? Oh, that's more like it.
That's more like it. For a brief moment, you think the creature is going in the direction that you are tugging. This is not so difficult. And then it veers off, feeling your handling of its ears. It doesn't matter how much in love it might be with you. Unfortunately, it is off on its own way. And so it has broken back towards the caravan, unfortunately. Now, we've also had another donation coming in from Salor, and thank you very much for that. And with that donation, this is now something that happens to make things really, really bad. And there is a comment here, but I can't see the whole comment. I enjoy what you do. Do your best. Thank you very much, Sir Law. And thank you for that donation. So something really, really bad happens. And what that really, really bad thing is, Petra, you have a chance of seeing that. Give me a perception check, if you please.
Okay. Oh, no, that's used the right one. So back. And then you click on that 3 times. Hey, there you go. Wow.
Oh.
No, even with a +9, I rolled a 1.
Even with the +9, you rolled a 1. And this is, remember, folks, this has got to be really, really bad. And so, what are you doing? The Rhinodon is now heading back towards the caravan.
Well, I mean, my original plan was to get on its back, and then I was going to get close up to its ear and pat it on the head, and then I was going to cast Speak with Animals, and I was just going to ask it to go in the other direction.
Right. It was following a camel's ass, and now there's an ass on its back that's holding its ear, making it go in a different direction.
So I mean, I think I'll still try the whole Speak with Animals, because, you know, we've started the plan. I'm up here now. What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? You're right.
So, yeah, we're going to cast Speak with Animals.
You can't speak with animals, indeed.
And then, yeah, she's just kind of leaned down, because she didn't want to do it riding by, because there was like loads of noise with herds and everything going on, and she wasn't too sure be able to talk. So that's why she wanted to get on its back and just, you know, talk in its ear kind of thing, you know.
Love it.
Yeah, and she's just going, hey there, my friend. Things seem to have got a little out of control here.
Are you waiting for a response from it?
Yeah, it
Okay.
can talk. It's normally not interested in things that aren't involved in its survival and everything like that, but it can tell you things like, oh, 3 legs walked past here yesterday, and this is good water, and, you know, that
Yes.
kind of.
Yes. So in Rhinodon, you get the sense, and this is how Rhinodons speak, right? Because they have horns in
Yeah.
yeah. So the Rhinodon speaking, not alone, as it's running forward.
There's more than one shark.
It says
Many?
No. I'm trying to think of what the word would be. Mother, it says.
Oh. There's a mother shark.
Are you doing anything else?
Um,
Because that's your action.
okay, well, yeah, I think she just wants to try and convince it to run in a slightly different direction. She just wanted to stop running. She appreciates there's a mother. That's fine. But
Which direction?
the bridge, did it go over is it a canyon?
Yes, the Mazan Canyon, a mile deep and half a mile wide.
Okay, well, we don't want them to go in that direction, because we're going to run into the canyon. So that the opposite direction to the canyon that isn't the thing. So she'll say, now there's a big old canyon up there, and my friend's there. So if you could turn there, we'd be mighty appreciative, and perhaps maybe me and my friends could maybe do something about that many tooth that's chasing you.
Agreed, it says, and he slowly starts to swing about even more, almost doing a circle with the herd. Fenshal.
All right. Assuming I grasp to some degree what my companions are trying to do aboard this rhinoceros thing.
Well, they haven't killed it yet. There's been lots of shouting at it.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and come alongside it, slow the warhorse just for a second so that I'm parallel with it. And I'll look over at my companions and I will say, abandoned position, and holding up this rolled up piece of fabric, I'll drop it, and what we end up with is an oval-shaped rather. I think it's about 4 foot wide, black disc, or black oval. Okay. Jump into it. Trust me. And if I can at the same time, well, I probably can't do that at the same time. Yeah, no, you're just gonna have to jump.
He just shouts, "Jump into it!"
Jump into the what looks to you like a black oval, that does not reflect light in any way, shape, or form.
That sounds fair. That sounds
Totally
fair.
fine.
So you're riding alongside of them, getting them to jump into it.
Yeah.
Benoit.
Yes, well, I can see that the herd has started to move off to the west.
Slowly, yes.
Slowly turning, yeah. So, and I see that Denshao is holding up what can only be described as a black hole into nothing.
Yes.
And I look at him. I know this guy. He's a deep, dark cleric full of weird ideas, and Benoit just avoids Denshao over the campfire as much as possible because he likes to whip out his black hole and talk theology. And so I'm just going to let them do what they're doing, and I'm going to whistle to Moustache, and I'm going to turn Croissant and head back towards the caravan, screaming at the rangers or the people there about some safe place up ahead where we might hide, a cave or some type of underground structure where we can seek shelter from this giant sand shark.
What kind of
I didn't know
underground
about
structure?
it, but I know that the one that's coming. What?
What kind of underground structure? Like a cellar or a basement? Or
did I say it? No, I didn't say it. Right?
No, you didn't say it.
I was trying to get you to say it.
No, he's trying to get you to say it, yeah. Yeah.
I'll come over there and get you now. I'll come over there and get you.
Well, unfortunately, Benoit, as you're shouting to the caravan, where can we go?
They get swallowed up.
One of the wagons and the axe-beak birds vanishes as this shark that is twice the size of the one that you have seen previously consumes the wagon and the axe-beak. It just surges out of the sand and completely takes out the wagon and the axe-beak and the riders on it, causing everyone to scream and panic and try and make their getaway. And the one advantage that you can see is that when the shark tries to bury itself back in the sand, the wagon is stuck across its jaws. And this is a four-wheeled wagon designed to carry a lot of supplies. It's stuck, preventing the shark from disappearing back into the sand. So the shark is almost sort of beached, if you will, trying to sink itself back into the sand, but it can't. You can see its tendrils are trying to almost plow their way back into the sand, but the wagon is getting in the way. That wouldn't be so much of a problem.
Go on, sorry.
That wouldn't be so much of a problem, except that the donation that we got from Sir Lahore was from a really, really bad situation. And as a result, you see the second smaller sand shark has now been pulled away from the herd and is heading towards the caravan as well, because its mother is in that direction. Yes, so what are you doing, Benoit?
Well, I've started to ride back shouting, and then I've seen this horrible thing happen. And at this point in time, I think Benoit's going to do his ranger thing. My friends, we must save the people. And he is going to cast Hunter's Mark. I assume I'm 90 feet away from this creature. Hunter's Mark at 90 feet. It's a bonus action. And I'm going to take 2 short bow attacks at this thing.
Fantastic. Make your attacks.
If I may.
Yes, of course.
So, can I roll in D&D Beyond? Do you mind, or do I need to roll it on the?
You can roll in D&D Beyond. It just means that no one gets to see what you roll.
Okay, so you know what? I'll just do it like.
That's all right, though.
Okay, so my first attack is
a blank D20.
Okay, I'll roll it again because I pressed the hidden roll. Here we go. It was a 19, by the way.
Ah,
So
well,
15 plus 8, so 23 to hit.
23 is a hit. Are you attacking the biggest of the sand
The
sharks?
big, I'm attacking the big one that's currently stuck.
mother.
I'm hoping that it's going to be stuck
Yes.
above ground for some time.
Okay.
And then I'll just take my second attack while I'm at it. Natural 20.
Oh, we are using, by the way,
Okay.
folks, if you're wondering, dddice.com to roll these dice, and apparently they like 20s for players, which is great. It's good. It's good. We can't complain.
It's good, yeah.
Cannot complain.
So I'll do my first one, which is a short bow with just normal 1d6 plus 5. But I can, because of my savage attacker, I can re-roll that 3 to try and get something better. So that's a 4 plus 5, so that's 9 points of damage.
Very
Plus
nice.
my hunter's mark, which is a 1d8.
Yep. Level 5 characters.
plus-
For those you're wondering. Oh,
9 plus 1, so 10 points of damage. And then I have the crit,
Mhm.
which is now going to be short bow, which is 1d6, so 2d6,
Mhm.
plus my hunter's mark, so that's another d6, so that's 4d6,
Mhm.
plus 5, if I'm doing the maths correctly. I'm probably not, but there we go. 2, 3, 4d6.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So
25 points of
what is that?
damage.
20 plus. So 35 points of damage in total.
How do you...
And I know
Oh,
all its
yeah.
weaknesses, Guy. Can you tell me its weaknesses, please?
Its
'Cause of, like,
weaknesses. Everybody
Colossus
knows the
Slayer,
weaknesses of a giant
Hunter's Mark.
sand shark. Its weaknesses are the back of its throat and its palate are super soft. So any damage done to the mouth of this creature, inside the mouth of the creature particularly, is very, very susceptible to being able to pierce the brain, for example. Its outer hide is very, very tough, having survived being literally blasted by sand as it sailed through the sand. The inside of its mouth, very, very soft. And there are a few other points on this beast that are particularly vulnerable as well. Its eyes, when its nictating membranes are not in place, the shields that cover the eyes. But those are significantly smaller targets than the mouth.
So if we could convince it
Okey-dokey.
to swallow the propane tank, we could do the smile you son of a,
Yes.
and then we'd be good.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And as a house rule, this is an old rule from 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons, possibly, or just an old homebrew rule. If you are going to aim for the eyes, you have a -10 to your attack to hit the eyes. If you're going to aim for the soft palate of the mouth, it's only a -6. But then that will allow you to do extra damage. Old-fashioned rule there to give different hit point armor classes to different parts of the creature. All right, and that was Benoit, and so this takes us to the top of the round. The baby sand shark has detected Croissant's hoofbeats and has realized that taking on a wagon is not something that it can do. It's something that Mummy is doing, and so it is going to try and attack Croissant and Benoit, as you are also leading the charge at this current moment in time. So it swims towards you underneath the sand, bursts up from underneath, and hits an armor class of 16. What is the armor class of Croissant?
Croissant armor class is 14.
14. Do you have mounted combat? I mean, I told Scott to avoid any kind of mounted stuff, but you never know. No. All right, it hits Croissant, and so it chomps down on poor old Croissant, and we will just roll the damage that it does to Croissant, which is not a lot of damage. That is 7 plus 7, so 14 points of damage to your camel. And I need you to please give me a animal handling check as Croissant comes to a stop as a giant shark attaches itself to its legs.
Okay, yeah, so our camel has 10 armor classes. Handling coming in +2. Let's see how this goes. So 9.
9. You sail through the air and land with a thump in the sand. Luckily, it's sand, so you don't take any damage from the flight and the subsequent landing. The mother shark is busy taking out another one of the wagons. Well, it's busy chomping down on the wagon in her mouth. It looks like she's probably trying to chomp through that probably by the end of this round, and then she'll be mobile again, ready to strike. That takes us to Rolf and then Petra. You're both on the back of the Alpha Rhinodon, now heading in a westerly direction.
And I appreciate we've been invited to jump into the mysterious black hole.
It is actually 6 foot in diameter, so it's a good target, and it's of a silky nature.
Now, the problem with that is I've enlarged myself.
Yes, there is that little thing.
I don't really want to get rid of that, if I'm perfectly honest. So appreciate your hole, but I'm not entering it right now.
Good. Family show, fantastic.
Okay.
Instead, I'm going to do another Goliath ability. I'm going to turn around to Petra, give her 2 thumbs up and be like, "You got this." And then what would you say the opposite of indomitable is? Would you say it's domitable? Domitable? I'm looking for another Rhinodon that is more of the runt of the litter within 30 feet, that looks like it being easy to bully about and take control of it.
Scott, you do tempt me. Yes, there is a smaller Rhinodon running next to a larger one about 30 feet away from you.
Perfect.
Skin looks a little bit shinier than the larger ones.
Okay, well, as a descendant of a cloud giant, specifically, I can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space, up to 3 times per long rest. So that is what I'm going to do after my 2 thumbs up. You got this. Then vanish in a puff of mist.
Which instantly vaporizes in the desert heat.
And appear on the back of this smaller Rhinodon, and I begin trying to bully it to leave the pack and go in the direction, because you know what? I may not be a cavalier, but I'm riding this beast to glory, enlarged with my giant version of a greatsword. We're doing this.
We're doing this. Okay. Great. I love it. You can give me an animal handling check. Now that you are riding this young calf of a Rhinodon.
Dice don't fail me now. 16.
16. It is traumatized beyond belief. It has never had a giant descendant of cloud giants land upon its back or yank its head in a specific direction whilst pointing a very, 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 very proud chin in a direction towards the giant land shark. And so it takes off towards the giant land shark. It is immediately followed by its mother and several of the other Rhinodon who think that you are stealing her child.
Works for me.
Works for you. Petra, and then Thenshal. You are alone on the Alpha's back.
Well, not really. I mean, Petra feels kind of bad, you know? I mean, there's Thenshal with his big black hole there. Just, come on, guys, I've got this. And everyone's like, sorry. So, you know, she feels bad. So she's going to jump through the hole. She's going to say, thank you very much, friend. And I hope you stay safe. Now, you just keep running and you'll be fine. And then she's...
You leap. Okay. I'm not going to say it's difficult. The Rhinodon knows that you're there. It is a 4-foot-sized large hole that's being held
6 foot,
up.
actually.
6 foot. I mean, it's huge. Yeah, absolutely. You leap through it. To where?
You are in a nice, comfortable, but very dark space. An extra dimensional space. This is a portable hole, so you're perfectly safe. As long as I let you out again before the hour's worth of oxygen runs out. Which I promise I will do.
Okay.
Yeah. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so it's like, I've been traveling together for a while. She's probably been in this place before, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I keep some tea and coffee facilities in there. Maybe a little pillow. Yeah.
You are I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Not
You
with this
feel
group of
around.
people.
Yeah, you feel around for some things, and stuff. What is Thenshall doing now that you have one of the rangers?
Okay,
your-
I mission accomplished. So I'm leaving. I will direct my horse towards the melee with the it's not melee yet, but the fight with the big old shark.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll basically
right.
kind of whip up and put the portable hole under my armpit
Yes.
and charge.
The chamber is nice and warm, but does smell vaguely now of onions. As you charge towards it, not a problem at all. Benoit.
Well, I'm on the sand now,
Yes.
Guy, having been thrown from Croissant, who's looking very
yes.
injured. That's making me very sad. So I think the first thing I'll do.
Oh dear. The first thing he's going to do
Do
is
is
what? Whistle? Yes.
Or mustache.
Mhm.
Try and attract him. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about this, guys.
That's all right.
Whistle for mustache to come over and pick me up, and then I'm going to jump onto the mustache's back and take a couple of shots at the sand shark who is chomping on the wagon.
How you just own Moustache and Croissant, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd need to give me an animal handling check because right next to you is Croissant, who's currently being nommed on by a giant shark. Moustache, although he might care deeply for you in one of his many multi-layers, also doesn't want to get eaten.
12.
12. All right, no, he'll come over to you on a 12. That's fair. He'll come
Okay.
over to you tentatively at a distance.
Okay. At
Yeah.
a distance. Okay. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I don't have enough movement or action economy to jump up on him yet. So what I will try and do is just shoot the big mama sand shark.
Make your attack.
Okay. So let me see. That's +8.
Oh,
First
beautiful.
attack is
Yeah, hit.
20 something. And the
Mm.
second attack is less. It's 11.
11 does not penetrate.
Okay. So I'm going to do Hunter's Mark, Colossus Slayer. So that's 2d6 plus 1d8 plus 5. 2d6, 1d8 plus 5 incoming.
Very nice.
4,
Very
5,
nice.
6, 7. So 12 points of damage.
Nice.
And I didn't specify it
you
hitting
were
anywhere, so it's just 12
Yep.
points.
Exactly. 12 points damage. The sand shark is definitely aware. And what is more dice?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Morris is muted, and I assume he's saying that's his bad. That's fine. Yes. Your arrow penetrates into the side of the sand shark, and as it does so, it almost seems to infuse the shark with rage as it smashes its jaws shut, chomping the wagon in half. It's now able to move on its own accord. And
So
yeah.
I have one question, Guy. So how
Yes.
far is the gorge from where we are now?
Half a day.
Half a day. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You were a day away from it when you noticed the.
Okay.
So even with the running and the panicking and all that kind of stuff, it's still a good distance away. Yes. So top of the round, the junior shark noms unfortunately on Croissant. Ouch! Croissant takes another 23 points of damage.
Wow. So Croissant is down and just a lump of meat with blood soaking into the sands below.
How grim. Unfortunately, the giant mother shark is now free of the wagon and is heading towards the thing that has currently been causing it some damage, which is you and a very terrified looking moustache, who has realized that what has just happened to Croissant may very well be about to happen to him. So you find yourself facing down giant shark. She's going to try and attack you, and this is her attack against you, bearing in mind that it was the donation of Salor who made this a really, really bad situation. However, you are lucky. It merely grazes past you. It disturbs the sand so that it sort of pours over your boots. Apparently, its eyesight's not very good if you're not moving too much on the sand. And so that is what has happened there. This takes us to Rolf and then Thenshol. Rolf, you are riding this calf towards the mother shark. You can get there, no problem whatsoever. So what are you doing?
Hopefully we're going to stampede through it, calf and accompanying rhinodons.
Yes.
And while we do that, I'm going to give it a good old whack with my enlarged greatsword of vengeance.
Make your attack.
Here we go. So, +8 to hit. So, d20 +8. Roll. Boom. There we go. That's a 19 for our
19
first
is a hit. It's
and
a
I have
solid hit.
extra attack at this point, so I should do that as well.
All right. You did say you were a hitty thing.
No, not -3, +3, +3, +5. Roll. Whoa. 21.
Beautiful, beautiful. 2 hits.
2 hits. So damage-wise,
Yes.
2d6 +5, and we do that twice, so might as well roll 4d6 and add 10, I guess.
Beautiful.
That's how we're going to maths today.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Lovely. 15 plus, what did you say? 10?
Yes, it's 25 total damage.
Beautiful.
was
25
that.
total.
And I have some maneuvers. Well, hang on. Let's slow this down. Sorry to slow this down 1 second, but we've got, I think, with a great sword, the additional ability is just if I miss, I get to try again. So we don't need to worry about that too much.
No.
No, we'll carry on, shall we? Yes, we shall.
Very good. You slice into the side of this creature that was going after the camel and open up quite a large wound on its side. This is not something that it is generally accustomed to. Things don't usually fight back. They usually just die when it's eating them. From you we go... Did I skip Petra?
You know what I could do, actually?
Yeah.
If I'm allowed.
Yes.
I could, now that I've hit it, I could expend a superiority die and try to do a menacing attack. It must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or have the frightened condition until the end of my next turn.
Very nice. That's if you hit, I'm assuming.
Which I have hit.
Oh, I see. You can
So
apply.
once I've hit
Oh,
a
I see.
creature,
Once you've hit a creature.
I'm expending
Beautiful.
my die.
Lovely. Okay.
And so it's now forced to do a Wisdom saving throw or
Wisdom
be
saving
frightened.
throw. Very good. And its roll is a very natural 20.
Not just a natural 20, a very natural 20, which is the worst.
That's the worst kind.
Natural.
Yes, the worst kind of 20s.
No
Just
matter.
when you don't want them. Very good. Very good. You have sliced into it. Petra.
I'm inside this comfy
Yes.
little
Space.
hostel, so I'll just hold my action until I'm let out.
I'm gonna let you out right now. Right now.
And what is your action to be once you are let out? You have to stipulate this.
Oh, I meant like delay my turn.
Oh, I
not
see.
hold
Right.
an action, just like
Okay.
delay
Gotcha,
until.
gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Just delay. All right. That's absolutely fair. Then Shoal.
So I am just going to do this, which releases the portable hole, which will flutter in the wind and hopefully land in such a way that you can crawl out of it. Just takes your action to do so.
All right.
I don't know whether it has sides. I don't think it does. If it does, you may be trapped. So, having done that, I presume that's free. Is it just to do that?
To drop the... Yeah.
Raise my elbow.
No.
So I will charge Bobby towards the shark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a guiding bolt at this entity at 3rd level.
Right.
So here we go.
Let's hit it.
Yes, let's please do that. Oh shit, that's a hidden roll. Sorry, I'll try that again. There we go. Okay, so as a reaction, I'm going to use my War Priest's ability. I can use this as a reaction. Channel Divinity, Guided Strike. I'll add 10 to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a hit. That is a
Nobody
hit.
like it.
Yes.
Right. So we're doing 66.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh,
2, 3.
I'll try that again, shall I?
Well, that's 3 of them. 4, 5.
And they're disappearing, which is helpful. Yeah, great.
Yes.
Sorry, I haven't mastered this thing.
There we go.
So-
Beautiful.
You just
12,
keep clicking
15.
them to add together. Like, you just keep
21
clicking.
was the number.
21. Thank you for tracking that. 21 points damage. Lovely.
Radiant.
Uh,
And he's now lit up. Next person to attack him will have
Advantage. Beautiful. Beautiful. The flaming war priest comes riding in and does their worst. That leaves us with Benoit.
Mais oui, Zutala, this desert, she is a cruel mistress.
Oh, indeed.
So I assume I can still see the big mama shark, right?
Oh, yes. She's currently circling you.
Okay. So I'm going to clamber up on top of Mustache.
Yes.
So she's going to, unfortunately, eat that creature first. And I'm going to, with advantage, use a bow strike. So I'll take a shot. ×2. Oh, hang on. That was 1. I did the same thing as Morris did. So that's a 16 or a 27.
Yes, I think a 27 hits.
Okay. So that's going to be the first shot. And then I have the short bow. I have the Vex feature from the new 2024 rules. So that means that because I hit the first time, the next attack has advantage. So I'll just try and do my second attack now.
Lovely.
Yeah.
11.
Which is 19 to hit.
Beautiful. Both of them hit.
Both of them hit. Okay, so that's 4d6 plus 1d8 plus 5.
Nice.
It's 1d8 plus 5. 19 plus 5. So 24 points of damagios, Guy.
24 points of damagios. That is a lot of damage. Very nice.
These rangers, they are pretty good.
Rangers? Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good at taking damage. They're pretty good at taking damage. I wonder how good they are at receiving it.
We'll find out.
Luckily, we won't. Because those last 2 shots buried themselves so deeply into the shark that it has taken flight. It is not used to taking 117 points of damage. And so it has sunk beneath the sands and is rapidly disappearing, as is the Rhinodon herd itself as well. Also heading now in a south direction, thanks to the ministrations. There is only one small snag, and that is the Goliath-ridden calf who's being chased by 3 very angry mothers of this said calf. So that's where we find ourselves. Rolf, what are you doing now that this mother sand shark has vanished beneath the sands?
I climb out of the hole as my action, my delayed action, now that it's on the ground. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. Sorry,
Sorry,
yes.
I just crawl out the hole.
That's all good.
The calf I'm on, I mean, I imagine it's still just running in the same direction as we last left it.
Yes, towards the mother shark.
Yes, I will steer it away towards the rest of the herd and then jump clear.
Aha!
Ah, you are a mighty steed. I shall name you after our lost companion. I can't tell between croissant and moustache. I'm going to take a guess it was moustache. Oh well, farewell, new moustache. And I jump off.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics roll as you jump off, please.
There we go. Oh, acrobatics, he says.
Oh, yes.
Acrobatics, you shall get.
Lovely.
18.
18. Beautiful. You leap off. How do you leap off?
Well, I'm extra big at the moment, so I pretty
Yes.
much just, you know what? I don't even leap off. I just stand up.
You put your feet down and it
Yeah.
runs out underneath you. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. All right, and the three mothers follow the calf, grunting and groaning in indignation at you having stolen away their child. All right, just a little bit of housekeeping. As the herds are retreating and the caravan is sort of gathering itself about itself, there's less and less panic now as they realize that you have averted this disaster. Congratulations on doing that. You have avoided the really, really bad situation by just doing a very large amount of damage, which is kind of what Thenshal was saying all along. Just to a different creature. Bit of housekeeping. If you could just right-click on your D20s in DD Dice, you'll see there's something called Drop as an option. If you can, just drop those dice. There we go. Poor old Scotty was being hidden by a giant die. Right. The caravan is now starting to gather itself, and the leader of the caravan, which if anybody watching wants to name that leader, that's going to cost you a donation of £5 to the campaign against living miserably. I have dropped that link in the wrong chat. I've now dropped it in the right chat. You can name the leader of the NPC band, and until I get a name or we move on, he will remain nameless for now. But you have spoken with him in the past. A very kind and generous individual. That's how you formed up with this caravan in the first place. He comes up to you. Are you all regathering with the caravan, or are you wanting to track down this sand shark? It will be nearly impossible because it's taken beneath the sands.
No.
Let it go home.
All right. My friends, I am in... What can we say? But thank you from the deepest depths of our hearts. You have saved more than we could possibly have imagined. The Rhinodons would have destroyed this caravan. The shark certainly would have eaten everything that survived. We cannot thank you enough.
A state funeral is what it will cost you, unnamed NPC. My poor Croissant, he has fallen today. Weep for him, for he was a gentle soul. And Benoit is just going to be crying over the body of Croissant.
As I hear it was Croissant, I went, oh shit.
I'll put my arm around the dwarf's shoulder and I'll say, he fell in battle, in war. This is a good death, mourn him not. Gives you a big grin, big psychotic grin.
Big psychotic grin. Yeah, well, Unnamed looks at the three of you. Yes, well, of course, it is unfortunate that you have lost your camel. I will go and provide support to the family who lost their wagon and 3 children. But yes, the camel is a great loss.
Do what you must. I will mourn the camel.
Yes, so you guys get left alone for a little bit for no reason whatsoever. The convoy has ground to a complete halt as they are taking stock of exactly what has happened and what has not happened. And another one of the camp followers comes up to you, an elderly woman who also needs a name if anyone is feeling generous. And she says, 1,000 apologies for interrupting, but I do not know who else to ask. No one else has names. So my son, who I also can't remember his name right now, but I'm sure it will come to me. He and several others fled when this attack started, unfortunately. And it appears that he has not yet returned from his flight. Would it be too much to ask you to take your noble steeds, except for the giant, who does not seem to have an animal to ride into battle for whatever reason. Silly man. It's like you listen to the GM or something. Please take this please go and look for my son. If you would be so kind. Yes?
Of course.
In that case, then, I need to just give you a blessing so that you do not lose your way.
Yes.
I mean, he can't have got very far because he's only riding an axe-beak, and he wasn't a very good rider at all. So I don't expect this to take very long. But the blessing, nonetheless, must be given. We arm ourselves for the Red Dawn, she says very sternly. And we draw protection from the blue sky. And it is in the twilight of the purple evening that I make this pledge to you. Return my son to me, and you shall have this, she says, and she holds up a very beautiful golden pendant which has lapis lazuli blue gemstones and set into it, semi-precious stones set into it. And it looks to be in the shape of a glorious beetle. So I will bring this up because, this is how it rolls. So we've had another donation. Thank you very much, Rolf. I suppose the players can contribute in meaningful ways. I mean, we've already had Brendan banning a certain word, which I can't repeat. So Rolf has named the NPC the son, her son, for reasons known only to her and her husband. Her son's name is now also Croissant, which is unusual because, he's Sagetti, and one would have expected, Croissantarten or something appropriate to the Sagetti Empire. But no, his parents happened to be on a voyage sailing to the deep north of Brunei and just happened to like the name Croissant. So her son Croissant
the first
has
thing
ridden
they
off.
ate after he was conceived. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Some people smoke a cigarette. These people eat a croissant.
First called a croissant, you can't beat it.
There we go. You see, I knew I could rely on the lot of you to link it somehow back to, the Nethers. Anyway.
I thought you were going to buy yourself a horse, man. I was like, oh, he's got made a donation. He's going to get a horse. No.
Yeah, no.
All right. So yes, she completes the blessing. And she says she knows that he rode to the north with two of his friends. So if you could possibly do that, she will give you this beetle-shaped amulet, which has been in her family for generations. But her precious boy Croissant is worth more than any pendant that I might have.
Madame, mon Dieu, your boy, your fils, is also called Croissant. Well, there is nothing I will not do for you now, madame. We shall set forth immediately to return your son. Why has he suddenly turned noble English?
I don't know.
Yes, madame, we shall find your son for you. Never fear. And Benoit's ready to go. He's got a new croissant in his crosshairs.
He has a new croissant in his crosshairs. There we are. I like that. On that note, as the party is setting forth, or fifth, we will take a brief bio break and we will be back with more of this craziness. Until then, I invite you to take your own break, grab a coffee, grab something to drink, and we'll be back as soon as we can. And we're back. Okay. Hopefully you are back from whatever rest break you have taken. And you've got yourself something to drink. And you are ready for us to continue on. We've only got an hour left. So I can't believe 2 hours already flipped past. So, yeah. For those of you who want to get the Sands of Hope adventure, you can head on over to the CALM website and look for it there. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll be able to share it. Yes, we're now going to start actually playing that. You know, these things happen. Anyway, the four of you have been tasked to find Croissant, which I realized is actually not his real name. It's his nickname that he adopted. Yeah. His parents have never been to Brunei. They're Caravan groupies. Why would they go to Brunei? But they did once transport a box of croissants. And Croissant thought that was quite a cool sounding name and adopted it as his nickname. So there you are. Anyway, you're on the search for Croissant and his axbeat that have gone wandering off. There are 2 rangers in the party, and so between the 2 of you, I would like you to please both give me survival checks at normal rolls. However, your survival checks combined need to come to 20.
17 for me.
18 for me.
All right, 35. So that is more than enough. Absolutely more than enough. To be able to realize that there are absolutely no tracks left in this desert whatsoever. However, neither of that should pose a problem to you. How you play this out is up to you. There are no tracks at all. However, there is what appears to be a mound about half a mile away with some old ruins sticking out of it, and you're pretty certain that that's where he's gone. Your 2 companions, Thanishaw and Rolf, of course, do not know this. How do you tell them?
After you, Petra.
So Petra finds porridge after, she left porridge at the caravan because porridge had to come ride a camel. It's ridiculous. Pigs don't ride camels. So
Everybody knows that.
So I think what she does is she, because if these axbeaks are running away, that means we're probably a little bit scared. I know they were being ridden, but like animals, when they're a little bit scared, tend to, they poop. So she's just going to get porridge to snuffle out the trail of the axbeaks along the way. So we'll just follow porridge's piggy snout, and she follows the poop trail of the axbeaks.
Desert truffles. Oh, c'est magnifique.
Okay.
We can cook them for lunch or dinner tonight. Oh, what an idea.
I mean, you could. No one's going to stop you. All right. So following the trail of bird terror, and the birds were running in terror. You're absolutely right. The trail leads haphazardly across the valley that you sort of find yourself. A depression might be a better word for it. But does indeed seem to head directly up to the ruins themselves. The ruins comprise of 1 or 2 obelisks that have toppled over long ago, so only their roots remain standing proud against the sun, against the sky. And as you are approaching, you realize that there looks to be the remains of an ancient wagon, probably from a convoy from a long ago, that has been abandoned at the side of the ruins. And the only noticeable feature is there is a floor that's partially covered in sand, and the floor has 3 depressions, 3 bowl-like shapes inset in front of the circular door, which is half buried in sand. And any one of you can give me a perception check, if you please. Oh.
22.
All right, 22 beats the 7s and 3s that I'm seeing there.
Ridiculous. I was like, perception, yes, it's my thing. I have expertise and I have 3.
3. Yeah, well, the 3 bowls appear to have, at one stage or another, been painted. But the paint has mostly been worn away by time and neglect and sand blowing over it. But you can make out that 2 of the bowls, one was initially a sort of a reddish colour, and one of the other ones was a bluish colour.
So,
Aside from that, there is the circular stone door and clear footprints leading up to the door and through the door.
I take it that my skill proficiency with the lawn game bowls doesn't give me any proficiency with knowing what these bowls actually do.
Bowls, not bowls.
yeah. Does anybody have any? Does anybody have any purple paint?
No.
Yes, this is the poem, is it not,
Hmm.
Tenshal?
Red dawn, blue sky, purple evening. I think the prestidigitation counter could do it, but we don't have any of that, do we?
Is the door open? Or
No, the door looks very, very shut, but it has recently opened and shut. It does look like you could probably force it open if you really wanted to.
If someone wants to try and force it open, Goliath?
I mean, how long has it been since we started following the trail, since the combat ended? Just to know if my giantness has ended within 10 minutes.
Oh,
we had a conversation as well.
You've
with
had a
NPCs,
conversation 5... Yeah, it's probably been about 20, 25 minutes.
So... Okay, it's just that would give me, bonuses.
Advantages and things.
But I'll still, I am, I am the strong man, Although, I see Tenshal, your muscles also look very robust. But maybe we give it a push together?
As you please.
All right. Combined, you need to get a strength check of 40.
Oh, Jesus.
40?
That's unlikely.
Venshaw leans on the stone. Oh! Well, the natural 20 helps.
My total's an 8.
An 8, and your 20 gets you a what?
24.
24. So that's
Yep.
30. It's close. It's close. You can see as they are pushing that the stone is definitely starting to move, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And after a few moments, it sort of just thumps back into place.
I have I have various I have an antitoxin, alchemist, fire, and acid. Is there any way I can mix them, the small portions of them, to make a purple paste?
are you saying we need something purple in this bowl?
That is my belief.
And does it have to be paste?
Any kind of colorful substance.
I'll have you know that Goliaths have purple piss,
Of course.
as we all know.
Yes, you left some in my portable hole at one point. I didn't care for it.
Oh, dear. Moving swiftly along before we break every rule on YouTube.
So I'll try this. I don't know if it'll work. And she whispers a few words and kind of rubs her fingers together like this over the hole, and some little purple spectral fairies start dancing around in the in the bowl as she casts druid craft. It could be purple flowers, purple leaves, whatever. Just
Okay, I like it. The bowl fills with purple leaves that sort of dance around for a moment. And emerging from the sand twixt the 3 of these bowls is the shade. It rises up shimmering blues and greens, and it looks to no one in particular. And its first question is, what must we do in the sunset?
We must make a pledge.
And what is your pledge?
I didn't write that part down.
Is to rescue the sun.
It looks at you, Petra, as you whisper to rescue the sun. Is that your pledge?
Sure.
Then enter.
Thank you.
And the whole stone rolls aside.
Great. let's go.
Whatever you say, Door.
You all go in.
Yeah, absolutely.
The stone then rolls shut with a finality that makes it sound like until you have completed your pledge, you're not getting out of here.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Let's hope he's still alive.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. And so we now switch screens. If
There's
you
a sound
will.
of fumbling, and then there's a torch flares.
Aha.
And it's see in the dark.
I was about to ask. This is a very dark chamber that you find yourselves in. And there we have our 4 representative tokens. We're using dungeonfog.com for the map. And if you are interested in that sort of thing. So, who went in first?
Yeah, we were at the front pushing the door.
All right, so quite literally the folks that went in front. There is a set of stairs that leads downwards 20 feet, no more. And at the base of it, you can see that there is this corridor which extends forward. And on the one side of the corridor, there is this rather ornately carved statue covered in cobwebs. There are also 4 doors leading off of this corridor, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, that are currently open. And then there is a set of double doors in the very middle of the corridor that are sealed shut. There is no sound in here but the sound of your own breathing.
I retrieve my trusty bowl set from my pack, and I roll one down the hall to see if any traps are sprung.
Very cunning of you. However, your bowl rolls to the left and comes to a neat stop, having dislodged nothing but dust and spiders.
While I'm sure your bowls are infallible, I'm going to cast light on my flail and study the floor at the base of the stairs.
Okay.
For anything funky.
Yes. The only thing that you notice at the base of the stairs is it looks as if someone has been practicing the waltz in the dust. There is one set of footprints which repeats in circles through the double doors, across the hall, and then through the other set of double doors, and across the hall, and then through the sealed doors in the very middle of this passageway.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
not
we must
scared of
try the
dancing.
doors.
I'll step onto the floor just right that up there. Right click. There we go.
All right. So you step into the passageway,
Mhm.
and what that does, or it should have done anyway. How are you seeing, by the way?
The light spell on my flail.
Oh, yes, the light spell on your flail. Let's give you a light spell, shall we? Ta-da!
Oh.
And the light spell, what that enables you to see or not see, is a little ways into this room and a little ways into this room. And they both look as if they extend further beyond what your light source is revealing.
I see.
Lots of spider webs and footprints leading down both of them and back through both of them.
What's this guy here? What does that statue depict?
Their statue is of... It looks like someone who's in mourning. They are wearing long shrouds over their head and shoulders, and a veil masks most of their face, and their general posture is one of sadness and regret. At the base is a language. Does anyone here speak any of the celestial or infernal languages beyond the mortal plane? It is written in a language which you cannot discern.
Pity.
A fairly short inscription. Yeah.
Nope, no idea. Well, friends, let's have at it.
Yeah, seeing that, he hasn't been eaten.
Yeah.
Petra will step down. Porridge is kind of just snuffling along quietly beside her. And she's got a torch as well, so she sees all the footprints.
Right.
Was he just lost? Just exploring backwards and forwards? Or
I don't know.
Maybe I can help, friends, if you will give me one moment, please. And as my little dwarf legs carry me down to the bottom of the stairs, I'm going to sink down on one knee and put a very calloused, sand-swept hand on the ground.
Yes.
And I'll send my consciousness into the earth and cast, through stone cunning, tremor sense for the next 10 minutes. So anything within 60 feet, Guy, I have tremor sense. So what I'm trying to do is figure out if I can sense any moving creature in that radius. And that'll be on for 10 minutes.
Within 60 feet. Oh, give me a second, because you do. You do. I would be
Bingo.
a liar if I said no.
Clever little biscuit you are.
Clever little biscuit. Do you know in the direction?
Tremor sense? I mean, I imagine if I'm an underground slug and I have tremor sense, I would know where the people are treading.
Okay.
Like the sand
It
shark.
seems to be coming from the southeast of your current position.
Mm-hmm. And do I get the sense that
Through
it is
one
a
of the
regular,
3 doors.
Yeah, is it a regular movement, Guy, or is it an irregular movement? Like someone walking purposefully, or just a
Give me an insight
random
check.
insight? Good one. +2. No.
No. Yes, it's difficult to discern. There is definitely movement happening. It doesn't seem like it's very big. It's not like it's a giant rock worm or anything like that. It is to the southeast, and that's about it.
Then the second thing I would like to do, please, with my incredible survival, I would like to inspect the footprints on the ground and try and figure out where the most recent footprints might have led. And I would probably try and guess that by the dust that might have settled least on this set of footprints versus some of the older ones.
Give me a survival check. Anyone can
That is
assist
what
if
I
you
was-
really want to.
Ranger, can you give me some assistance?
I will also give you guidance survival for the next minute.
Oh, nice.
yeah, she'll lean down next to
Okay.
the next one.
So that is a 23 plus a d4. So 27.
Well,
27.
With the assistance of Petra, the two of you look at the footprints. That's what's odd about them. This person wasn't dancing. they were running.
Hmm.
And there is no way to discern the most recent set of footprints simply because they were all made in the space of under a minute, give or take, if you were to be a guessing ranger. However, it is possible to know where the last set of footprints end up, and that is slap bang in the middle of the doorway. The middle door, the sealed door that is now flashing on your screen, that is where the footprints disappear into.
And that, my friends, is where we must go. Shall we inspect the door to see if we can get through it?
In Dwarvish, I'll go, hey, let's do that.
I don't speak Dwarvish very well, but I'll give it a go.
You're not going to get me to do a Scottish accent. I'm not doing it in the other campaign. I'm not doing it in this one. Hey lads, let's go through the door. Okay, this way.
The door, regardless of what accent is thrown at it, you realize this door opens from the other side. There is no keyhole, there is no handhold. This is for want of a better word, it appears to have all of its mechanisms on t'other side.
Benoit knocks.
It is an empty, hollow knock. It echoes down the corridors of your soul to get lost somewhere in the darkness and dire, lonely solitude.
But then I realize that I'm with my friends, and that friendship can make it all seem a little bit better. That was a very relevant message for this campaign against living miserably.
Sure.
So there we go.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah.
I was going to say something cynical, but now I won't.
No.
So
All right.
what do you intend on doing?
Let's get down here. I'm going
Yeah,
down
go
here.
down the other one, yeah.
All right. Oh, splitting the party.
Oh, no.
No, what?
Just going as a group.
Just south, down.
Just south. Very well.
I mean, just we're not intending to split the party, but I just want to ask Scott, what are you doing?
Yeah, Scott.
Well,
Yeah, what's going on with you, Scott?
you know, I was actually going to look
Mr.
at the
Splits
statue.
the party.
I was going to give it a little twizzle, see if the statue moves, if it's any mechanized something that opens the door, you know.
That's very fair. The statue itself does not appear to have any movable parts, and by the amount of cobwebs on it, certainly was not used by whoever recently evacuated.
I thought
through
maybe
that
even
door.
something more esoteric, like if I mimic the weeping, if I just go on the floor, see if the door opens.
Love it, but the door remains shut.
The opposite, go, huh?
The Goliath is doing all sorts of interesting body
I
postures
feel like
and
Scott's a
shapes.
fable. I'm sure there was a...
Unfortunately, yes, it does not do anything of the sort.
I followed the rest.
Okay, as you are making your way down the corridor, you realize the corridor bends quite sharply, and you can see on the south wall an illuminated mural. It looks to be a bunch of Sagetti elves in executing a whole bunch of dwarves. The dwarves all seem unarmed and in a rather supplicant kind of pose, and quite terrified of the Sagetti elves. The elves seem to be almost enjoying this slaughter that they are bringing about upon the dwarves. Another immediately apparent thing in front of this mural of elves slaying dwarves is a very obvious, very polished, raised platform.
Does it look as if it might be suitable for sacrifice?
Could be. It does have two depressions towards the closest side of the mural. Slight depressions. They look very shiny in comparison to the rest of the shape. But the entire thing certainly looks as if it might be depressed. As in capable of being pushed down.
Pushed down, yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell her the joke.
Yeah, I was getting let's try and
It's a very
cheer it up.
sad square. Yeah.
But we have a dwarf in the party who looks sacrificable.
I did not even think about it, you cad. You cannot do this to me. I am a dwarf of the desert.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Say that in your native tongue and then I'll believe you.
I also speak common sign language.
Ah!
I'm going to search this thing for traps before I start pushing on it.
Okie dokes, you're searching for traps. Go ahead and give me your roll. Where are you? You are here.
Yep. That is a 20 perception. Oh, wow. That is
Beautiful.
26.
Well, it definitely will sink down, but you're not sure. There's something odd about it sinking down, and you cannot see any form of trap above the plate. Normally there'd be, a hatch above that pours acid or scorpions onto you, or there'd be little holes in the wall that will fire out poison darts, or this just looks like it would sink. But it also doesn't look like it would instantly depress. It looks like it might take some time.
Maybe it is some sort of elevator with 4 people standing on it. It might go to a lower level. Shall we try it, friends?
I would, yeah, let's try that. But first, can I just, I'm going to just make a cut in my hand and bleed slightly into one of those little depressions.
You bleed a little bit into the depression. The depression is not even a fifth of a tennis ball in the size, just to be clear. It does look more like it's been worn away than actually sculpted.
How tall is this plinth? Like, how high is it?
About an inch from the ground.
Okay, I would like to see if I can jump over it and just see what's on the other side.
Sure. Not a problem. You leap over it. Yoink. And what that reveals is a little bit more of the passage, but what looks to be another raised square in the ground.
Oh, there seems to be another one just up here too. It says peering.
Carefully.
Wizard.
I am going to place all 6 of my mighty bowls upon this plinth and see what happens.
All 6?
Oh my, yeah.
Never before has it been tried.
You place all 6 of your bowls onto this platform and watch as 2 of them immediately roll into the depressions, which kind of remind you, as a matter of fact, of the same depression that you make when you are bowling. And for those of you who do not know how bowlers bowl in bowls, for not many might, you go down on one knee and guide the bowl from your ankle out towards the jack, or the target. And then when you rise up, you can see a small depression where your knee was. Nonetheless, the bowls all congregate around these 2 depressions, but nothing seems to happen.
We're getting the most legs that anyone's ever gotten out of the skills of bowls.
Oh, yes.
You give it to me as an option, I'm gonna use it.
You're going to use it. And if you were ever wondering, how on earth would I ever use this? Well, now you know.
Now you know.
Still haven't proven its value, but you now know how to use it.
I must say, I do not feel comfortable supplicating myself in front of this scene of a dwarven massacre. If someone else would please do this dirty deed, I will stand by and watch.
And yet the knee impression's a perfect dwarf size.
Can I see this stained glass thing or whatever, and the whole scene? Is there any kind of religious significance? Is any of my religious spider sense ping in here?
It doesn't look religious. It just looks like the elves are enjoying killing dwarves, and that the dwarves were completely defenseless.
Maybe we have to kneel in it with no weapons in our hands or something.
I am incapable of relinquishing my sword. It is cursed.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I will never relinquish my weapons.
As you are all standing looking at this bowl-covered pedestal thing, it has been a few seconds since the bowls were placed upon it, and it very slowly depresses into the ground with a click.
Okay.
You hear nothing except the sound of 4 people listening for the sound of something.
I'm gonna join Petra and jump up, just in case, jump over it and go on the other side.
Sure thing. Okay, so you're jumping over to the other side. Not a problem at all. And your torch illuminates just a little bit more. You can see there's another doorway on the far end of the passageway from where you are.
I'm actually gonna. This guy whoever was in here before us was running, so maybe there's a timing thing here. So I'm gonna run up to that other depression, and I'm going to, or that other plinth rather.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put something heavy on it. Maybe it's just a weight thing.
What?
I will drop. Good question.
Because as you run up to it, you reveal another mural.
I'll
This
follow along as well, because I don't think anybody should be alone. So I'll follow. What's his name again? Tango?
Then shall the peacemaker.
Then shall. All right. And the 2 individuals left on their own back here.
I mean,
Benoit and Rolf.
Yeah, I'll follow along behind, but I'll ask Rolf to toss me, of course, across the pedestal, because I'm a dwarf and I'm contractually obliged to be tossed.
You are. Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Only have to toss me.
Yeah. And then you are you walking over the panel, or are you jumping over it?
Oh, I would jump. I won't, break the wagon or the mold or whatever it is you people say.
There we go. This next mural is of a scene of carnality. It looks as if the sand elves, the Sagetti, are doing very inappropriate things to individuals who do not wish them to be done.
Right.
Again, the Sagetti look to be enjoying this activity.
Let's see. Okay, so I was going to put something heavy on it. What I'll actually do is I have a spear, and I'm just going to try and press the plinth down.
Sure. You try and press the plinth down. It doesn't move. How long are you going to hold it for?
For about the number of seconds that the bowls were on the previous one.
After a good 10 seconds, it slowly clicks down into place.
Well,
I'm going to just run back down and see if the other one's still clicked down, or has it come back up?
You run back down the passageway, and the other one is still down.
Okay, I'll come back.
Okay.
Shall we be quick? Shall we race across the other side of the corridor and see if there are more these plinths?
Jump.
Yep.
Jumpity jump.
Jumpity jump.
Okay. As you run round, I'm only going to move 1 token, as is pointless moving them all if you're moving as a group. And so you get to the other side. This doorway leads into another room, which is a continuation of the theme, if you will. The passageway carries on. The map will join us shortly. The passageway carries on and around. So as you go around, you get to what looks like an equal and opposite mural. This time It looks as if it is Sagetti elves killing Sagetti elves and enjoying it. How are you, or what are you doing to this one?
The Sagetti elves that are doing the killing, are they dressed in a particular way that marks them out, or?
They wear the white cotton kilts of the Sagetti warriors, but other than that, they are all stylistically the same.
Okay. Will we just
In
keep doing what we're
mind.
doing?
Sorry, it puts me in mind of the the murals. They're making me think of the inception of Slanesh in 40k.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
A similar type deal going on. Yes, we don't have to reenact these violent acts. It would seem we just have to weigh down the prince. So I don't see any problem just continuing that. I used all 6 of my bowls up, so and I don't think the little
The jack?
The jack. I don't think it has enough weight to it.
I'll do the
something.
same with my spear then.
With your spear?
Mhm.
Okay. All of these have the same depressions, the 2 little depressions closest to the murals, by the way. Your journey takes you across and it returns you back to where you came, leading you in a neat circle.
Mm.
And the doors are as we left them?
Still open.
But
And the
others-
2 doors that you wanted to go through are still shut.
Okay. I think we may have to kneel, one of us kneeling on each one.
Isn't there another whole wing we have to do as well?
Oh, that's a good point. There's
Were
these
there
doors.
more
up there.
doors?
Yeah, let's
There
have a
are.
look here.
There are 2 doors on this side.
This is a good
Absolutely.
point.
Yeah. Okay.
Do that.
I'm not going to labor the point because as I'm going to just reveal the rooms now that you've been through them, hopefully. I think this is how you do it. Is this how you do it? Give me a second here. It has been a while since I last... Yes, yeah. Unhide. 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 Unhide.
Ah.
And what you discover is... And I'll give this view to the audience as well. Oh, too much. Is that there is a infinity that is created of these corridors. And there are 6 murals in total. The murals on this side depict elves being butchered by what looks to be orcs, dwarves, and then each other once again. Still 3 platforms, all with the little depressions in them. Each one takes a good 10 to 15 seconds before it will depress into the ground. But as you depress the 6th one, there is a loud sound of double doors opening.
Let's
And you
make haste.
discover that that central door is now open.
All right.
And it leads down a corridor. And where are you? I'll pop you in the corridor so you can see what's going on. And the corridor extends in front of you as soon as Dungeon Fort catches up. Where are we? Here we are. The corridor extends in front of you. There are several doors leading off it to the left and to the right, and then another set of stairs leading down. Your tremor sense, which is nearly expiring at this point, having gone through those loops, indicates that the individual is off one of these doors to the right, to the left, sorry, and is still there.
Let's find our croissant.
Maybe. So I will lead the way, if I may. And
Yes.
as I'm walking down the corridor, just keeping my eyes out, keeping my eyes peeled for unusual raised or, floor slabs that look a little bit off or odd
Sure.
in case of traps.
I'll
And
give
I'll
him.
try
I
and
like
walk
that.
to the door. I think hides the croissant.
You're walking towards the door.
I'll,
What do you think?
I'll give you guidance on your perception for the next minute.
Keep your
Very
feet
nice.
peeled too, with that tremor
Yes.
sense of yours.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, if you please, with your guidance upon it. I'm just going to switch back to this screen for no reason whatsoever and bring up this slide.
Oh. No, look, more things.
That is 14 plus 8 plus 1. Lots.
14 plus 8 plus 1. Okay. All right, now, folks, if you have just joined us for the stream, we are trying to raise some money for the campaign against living miserably charity here in the UK. And if you follow the link, which I'm about to throw into chat, the right chat this time, you can make a donation if you so choose, and that would allow you to change the nature of the rooms that our intrepid heroes are about to potentially encounter. Go ahead and you can designate the function of the room if you are so inclined. You can add a trap, a monster, loot, all of the above, or you can tell me. And just bear in mind that everything you donate goes to the charity. And if you do manage to donate up to £35, you will be sent a Steam key that contains a whole bunch of games for you to download courtesy of the charity drive. So just bear that in mind whilst we continue to explore this dungeon. You have the power to change up what is or is not about to happen. Back to the corridor of doom or nothing.
You said the magic word, by the way, so you lose another 3 HP.
I did? I did? When did I did it? Did it? I did it?
Satisfaction.
Okay, another minus 3 HP. I mean, that 3 HP tipped the balance. That last 3 HP tipped the balance, let me tell you. Okay, so the dwarf is heading ahead. You rolled a magically fantastic number, which you then expected me to keep track of.
23.
And 23. So you are passing. What is the running order behind you in terms of movement? Who's next? It's the muted Morris, and then?
I'm sorry, I should be right behind you because I'm giving you guidance. So
That's right. Okay. And then who's bringing up the rear?
I'll be at the back loafing about as usual.
Loafing about. Okay, brilliant. And so that puts us in that sort of running order. Now, you pass a door on your right. Your tremor sense is not detecting anything on the right. You pass a door on the left. Also, no movement whatsoever. But then, as you get to the next set of doors, again on the right, no sense of movement. On the left, there is movement. Something inside is moving about quite frantically.
through the goddamn walls, man.
I think this is our door. Shall we go in hot?
Yes.
Then Charles, I think this is your moment to shine.
So
Peace
who is
through violence?
who's going in hot?
Well, the heavies, right? Big
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, I'll kick the door in.
All right, you kick the door in, and that reveals a room with a very terrified-looking young man who shouts up, "Ah, I will kill you where you stand with my powerful magics! Beware, I am the mighty wizard Croissant!"
I'll walk up to him and I'll say, "You're not Croissant. You're a very naughty boy, and your mother is looking for you."
You walk up to him. Okay. He cocks his head to one side. He's like, "You're from the Caravan. And my mother is looking for me?
Yeah.
So the sharks have gone?"
The sharks have departed.
"Oh, that's good. How did you know how to get past the murals?"
We're very clever.
"Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Do you...
What are you doing in here, boy?
Everybody can give me an insight check as you ask that question. Has everybody else moved into the room, by the way?
Yeah, once we realise it's who we're looking for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great. 27.
Another natural 20. What is it tonight? Natural 20. That's brilliant. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, on that 20, he is about to lie because his eyes are looking everywhere except at you lot. Oh, I came here because I was scared and thought it was a good idea to hide here.
I'm gonna grab him by the collars and bring his nose to mine. And I'll say, "Don't lie to the faithful. Tell me the truth, boy, or I will convert you to the ways of peace.
With
By
my
which I mean, I will kill you."
with my whole nat 1. Whoa, now. Sensual, you know he's telling the truth.
Go back to your bowls.
Oh, let the man
no!
work. He's doing such a wonderful job.
Do not touch my balls. Okay, fine. I did not believe that there was a curse on this place like my mother said there would. I believed there was lots of treasure down here and I thought I would take the opportunity to come and slip away and try and get through.
Treasure, you say?
Yes, the curse was such a silly story anyway.
Wait, what curse?
He's about to answer when I have to go back here because we have just received a donation from Adrian to the sum of £40. Thank you very much, Adrian. That has moved us closer to our £100 goal, which is fantastic. And with £40, that means you get to designate the function of this room. It is also a trap. It contains a monster, but it also contains loot. Isn't that wonderful?
Thank you, sir.
And
Yes.
Merci beaucoup.
absolutely brilliant.
I always want all of the things all at once.
All the things, all at once. Because it is exactly at this point that the boy points behind him and says, "The treasure! You can see all of the treasure behind me. It's mine!"
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I missed that.
And as he says that, he suddenly seems to twitch. And as he twitches, his skin starts to peel off his face.
Lovely.
Oh man, that's gross.
Do you
This is what
continue to
happens.
hold him?
This is what happens when you lie to your friends.
Or when Fenchal tries to
And
convert
your
you.
mother.
Yeah,
Then-
I'm. Yeah.
You continue to hold him?
No, I'm going to try and. I mean, I have him in a rather compromising situation. Can I just
Yes.
raise my knee very, very sharply?
You absolutely can. Go
Yeah,
ahead and
that
give
is.
me a unarmed attack
Yep.
with advantage.
Yay! Roll. There we go. Is that an 18? I don't see the dice, but I see an 18 somewhere.
That's
Looks like you rolled 2
nines.
9s to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled 2 9s. Yeah, that makes more
Oh.
sense. Where are the dice gone? Did I roll? Never mind. Okay.
Someone needs to clear away their dice on the screen. It's like, press the drop button.
Oh yeah. I can't see any dice now. This thing is.
I think it's gone mad.
I think it has gone mad.
All right, I'll just reset the room, and you should be able to. Can you join again? Do you? Can you roll or?
Hang on, I'm refreshing myself. So.
Yeah, that might not be the greatest of options there, but
Why don't I
reset the link?
Oh, there we go.
The link.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. 15.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be plus 4 in total, so that's 19.
19.
Mhm.
That is a hit.
Right.
And as you slam your knee into this young man's groin, he goes, "Ow, my gosh!" And as he's saying that, the young boy transforms into a very large, purple-skinned, demonic creature.
It's funny because normally when you hit them there, their voice goes a few octaves up, not down.
Yeah,
Yes,
unusual.
not down. I need everybody here to please give me a wisdom saving throw. This is versus fear.
Oh, shit. Oh,
17.
I'm going to use my
19.
my 2024 Player's Handbook heroic inspiration that I get every morning for being human. So roll that again. I'm not even joking. That is a thing. Because that's embarrassing. Oh, you're kidding me. All right. Sure. No problem.
You rolled a
human.
0?
Aren't I great?
2 ones.
Why is it not coming up on the screen anymore? I've broken it. You'll just have to promise. You'll just have to believe us, folks.
Well, I
watching.
don't think I'd lie about 2 fumbles in a row.
No. That was truly spectacular. All right, you are feared as you suddenly realize that you are not this giant, great big warrior. You are actually the little 5-year-old who's about to get beaten up by the big bully, or whatever suitably tragic reason motivated Thenshal to become this iron hard murdering maniac. Who else got above 14?
Yes.
No? What?
Yeah.
Petra?
Yes, I got. Tell me if it's gone off the screen now.
I got
It was
17.
19, I believe.
19 and 17. Okay, so the two of you were not feared. Unfortunately, Benoit, you suddenly realize that perhaps your deepest, darkest fear is true. Perhaps you don't actually like pastry.
This is not true. This cannot be true. No. And in front of me, I don't see a croissant. I see a moldy, demonic baguette.
Oh, no.
The worst nightmares.
A soggy baguette. All right. And so with that fear in mind, I need everybody to roll initiative, please. As this creature is about to attack.
16.
16 for Benoit.
19 for me.
13 for Petra.
No, 19.
19. Oh, my apologies. 19 for Petra. Any advances on 19?
I got an 18. Now I have this thing called Alert where I can swap my initiative score with somebody else at the beginning of the fight, if that's useful in any way. You want to use my 18?
Rolf?
I got a 14, and I forgot I too have that for being a guard.
Oh, look at the two of you being special.
But no, happy to go here.
Okay.
Happy to go there. All right, and I got a 15. I do wonder what's happening with these dice. Give me a second here. So, acting first, now that this demon has appeared, is Petra. What are you doing?
can't really rescue him if we shoot him in the face, but at the same time, um, I'm going to shoot him in the face.
Yeah, man.
So
Okay.
yeah, it strings her bow. But you know, every one of those has kind of like a little silvery sheen to the wood as she draws it out.
Yes.
And she pulls the string back, and an arrow just appears in it,
Very nice.
which also kind of glimmers
Yes.
as she shoots. And I get it. Hang on, and it just keeps swapping between this and D&D Beyond. That's 1, 2, 3.
You will all need to join.
But
there we go.
24.
24. Brilliant.
Okay,
Don't know
so
why I'm
the
s-
arrow flies true. So that's 1d8 plus 4. D8.
Beautiful.
8 plus 4 plus 1d6 of radiant damage. Pew! 10.
10 points, including
Points
radiant
of
damage.
damage. Yes.
Lovely. Your damage hits against this dark-skinned demonic beast, and you watch as your arrow just turns into black smoke and ash and falls to the ground. I need you to give me a perception check, if you please.
I did not like that. Yeah, no. I'm the
You
least
have-
expertise at proficient ever. So far, I've rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3.
So,
But
unfortunately,
it's still a grand total of 11.
it is still 11. On an 11, you are fairly certain that your arrow did nothing against this beast.
Well, it's impervious to errors.
There we go. The official announcement. Benoit, the fearful, you have to run away. Is that correct?
Run away, and I guess disadvantage on my attack rolls as well, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right,
Yes, I
Morris?
think so. But you move your full movement away from the creature, don't you?
It depends on the creature, but if he's just frightened, he can't approach it, but he doesn't have to run away. But
Oh, he doesn't have to run away. Okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
But it's still disadvantage with attack rolls,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
As long as it's within my sight,
As long as you can see it, yeah.
Yes.
as long as I can see it.
Very good.
Close your eyes.
Well, yeah, and then I don't have disadvantage. So I'm gonna move, Guy. I'm gonna move over into the. I don't know where I am. Move.
You are threatening it already.
I am in a threatened range, so if I move away, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get an opportunity attack.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna move anywhere and hope that it picks up someone else, and instead I'm gonna cast a spell called Summon Beast.
Oh,
Beast,
very
I'm
nice.
afraid. So in the kind of to the back of the beast, back of the monster, over near those rocks,
Yes.
I'm going to
Yes.
summon Claude.
Claude.
Claude, the cactus crab. He is my friend from the desert, Claude. And he appears, and he's going to, I think he can take an attack, I believe, on the first round. I've never played a ranger, so forgive me if I get some of this wrong. But I guess he's going to appear and on the same initiative as me, attack. Morris, is that right?
I'm looking that up for you right now. So
All right. Well, make your attack in the meantime anyway.
I attack in the meantime, so he only has a +2. Use my spell modifier, and that's an 8. So I reckon that's going to smash right through him.
Oh, yeah. So it doesn't really matter whether he could or couldn't attack
Oh,
on the turn that he
nope.
was summoned.
Pack tactics. He's going to roll again. Pack
Right.
tactics. 4 or 5. Does that hit?
Yeah, absolutely. So
perfect.
glad that we wasted our lives on that one.
At least it was quick. It was quick and
It was quick and painless. All right, so there is Claude the cactus crab, who is now entered into the melee, hopefully balancing out the world's problems. And so now,
yeah.
yes, Thenshal.
Right.
Sorry, you should have acted already anyway.
I am a frightened, and I do not care this. So I'm going to cast protection from evil on myself. Creatures. So assuming this thing is a fiend of some kind, it'll have disadvantage to attack me. I can't be possessed or gain the charm or frightened condition against them, but I'm already frightened. But if I get a further saving throw, I'll have advantage on that saving throw.
Very good.
That will be my action, and I can't move. So
There you go. Beautiful. And then finally, Rolf.
I would like to lunge as my action towards the foe using a maneuver called, you guessed it, lunge attack. Which means lunging dash.
Yes.
I get to do it as a bonus action to basically get an attack as a bonus action as long as I move 5 feet. So that's nice with my superiority die, which is a D8 on top of the damage. But
Very
let's see if we
nice.
hit first of all. As I charge dramatically, great sword in hand, and I begin my momentum to keep this thing rolling.
Yes.
I don't know if you swung a great sword, but the trick is to keep swinging when you get the momentum going. 24.
Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
And so that is 2d6 plus 5, first of all. We'll do that. Nicely done! 15 damage on the off. And then,
Very good.
plus my superiority dice, sorry, an extra d8.
Why not?
Why not? 6 damage.
Very good.
And then I'll follow up with my 2 regular attacks. So while the momentum cuts up from an Unterhau with a longsword, I turn into a slash cut, like a helicopter, and then again on the other side, to its neck. So I'll do 2 extra attacks.
And Finishall is barely managing to prevent himself from being decapitated as this giant blade is whirling through the air.
The lowest was 7 plus 8, which is 15.
15 in some universes.
Is that, are they both hits?
15 is insufficient.
Okay, so 19 plus 8 is almost certainly.
Oh, yes.
So one of those is a hit, so that's another 2d6 plus 5. Although, with this new, I will say, with this greatsword thing, so that's 13 damage for that first hit. That last hit, though, with the greatsword graze ability, if your attack roll with a greatsword misses a creature, you deal the damage to it equal to the ability modifier made for the attack. Which in this case is plus 8, so it just takes 8 damage. And there you are.
I missed, so you take 8 damage.
Yes.
it's your strength bonus, right? Your ability skill.
I just said. Wait.
Yeah, I think it's just the ability modifier that you use to make the attack. So strength or dex.
Well, it's the hit. So it says it can be improved, and because it's a magical weapon, it's plus 8, right?
Maybe.
Let me scroll. Sorry,
Nonetheless,
I scrolled away.
I will record it, and if we find it to be untrue, we will adjust it slightly. Okay, brilliant round of attacking and violencing and all of that good stuff. The creature now gets to act. And, well, it's going to attack the giant whirling dervish of Goliath that has attacked it. And so it reaches out with both of its hands, and instead of attacking you, it seems to almost try and hug you. I need you to please give me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma, flat there. This is 16.
16. For a moment, as this creature is sympathetically reaching out towards you, you feel as if the blade that you are holding is getting heavy, and that the world is just pressing down upon you, driving you deeper and deeper into the ground. And it looks as if your feet are actually sinking into the stone cobbles. But then you realize, hang on a moment, you are a good swordsman. And the floor solidifies and you are prevented from sinking into it.
I didn't care for that feeling. Now you will die.
The creature bursts into smoke and vanishes.
Oh, Now you will run away like the coward I always knew you to be.
Your fear effects end.
Oh, thank mon Dieu. He was very scary. Now,
I wasn't
but-
scared. I wasn't
What
scared
about-
at all. I wasn't scared.
you can be not scared. Over there, I am going for the loot. And I dive into a big pile of gold like Scrooge McDuck.
There is no gold.
What?
It's cobwebs and stone.
Gold, gold, gold. That's the
Lies.
dwarf top 10.
It is, but there isn't any in this room.
I'm going to
Pourquoi?
search the room as if it is on the assumption there's an illusion going on. I'm just going to kind of paw the air, make sure everything that appears to be there is in fact there, and everything that isn't there is there. If you know what I mean.
I do. And you end up with sticky
Hold on.
fingers. The cobwebs cling to your hands as you brush them aside, trying to determine whether they are real or unreal, whether they exist or do not exist.
I see.
And sadly, there is no evidence to either. Now, we have also received another donation,
Ooh.
this time from secondhand. Naughty, naughty, but thank you. A £35 donation. So thank you for that secondhand. Really do appreciate that. And if we go back to our screen, that does say that it would put you in the category of between loot and all of the above once again. So your hands come away covered in sticky spiderweb. However, you realize that some of the threads have not dissolved into a gooey mess as they normally would. They are, in fact, strands of mithril that have been hung on the walls. And that there is a treasure in this room that you have just managed to discover by touching all of these cobwebs. There must have been a tapestry hanging in this room many hundreds of years ago, and all that remains are the mithril threads that were woven through it. And because the spiders used them to grow their webs upon, they were hidden from the world in general. The threads themselves can easily be pulled off of the wall, and after a few good long minutes of tugging at the threads, you reckon that you've probably got about 3 pounds of mithril thread, which on the open market is a substantial amount of mithril.
Nice. Me takey. We shall sell this for good coin, my friends.
Indeed. Thanks to Secondhand and his generous donation.
Yes, thank you.
Nice one,
Merci.
geezer. Diamond geezer.
That's also pushed us over our goal. So bigger thank you to everybody for that. All right, we are actually at the end of our time, but do we have another 20 minutes, folks?
Yeah.
All right, let's push it. Let's push it. Thanks again, everybody, for doing this. Okay, so you have gathered up this mithril thread and you find yourselves in a very quiet room.
So was he actually there or not? Oh,
I wish I had a different spell prepared to find out. I don't know.
Instead of worrying about it and, oh my goodness, is that the time?
Start
Running back into the corridor and I crash through every single door.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds like a montage.
yeah.
all right.
Montage.
The montage starts. What is the theme music for this montage? And if it has anything to do with tigers, you all die a horrible death.
I was thinking you're the best around.
You're the best around. How does that go exactly, Scott?
You're the best around.
A beautiful
The end
rendition.
of the first-
Sort of a panting sound, is it?
What about Christaberg Lady in Red?
How about break on
Captain
through to
Wi-Fi?
the other side?
Break on through to the other side.
Come on.
Okay. I mean,
Or
we've got some interesting music options there.
Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Interesting. Petra, are you bashing through doors or are you just going through the open door at the end of the stairs?
I'm going to stand and at least watch as he
All right.
bashes through all of the doors, and we shout a little bit gentle encouragement. Go on there, you can do it.
There is a bashing. There is a bashing and a crashing. Thunder is struck. Strange women wearing red dresses are not struck. These chambers, these doors are all empty and devoid of almost anything. They do give you the impression that each of these rooms is probably engineered to look like just a big empty space. And possibly what you encountered is what you would have encountered regardless of which room you went into. Yes. Except for the 2 open doors at the bottom of the stairs.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Rushing down those. Who's going through the door first?
The human battering ram.
Human
Two
battering.
human battering rams.
Well, one's human and the other one's a Goliath, but close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's your character.
Humanoid battering ram.
He's so blind to race, he forgot his own. It's a good thing.
Right. Well, this room that you bash into is quite large.
Ooh.
Or actually, I do mean human battering ram because I'm using Seneschal.
As a battering ram.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh,
The
dear.
chamber that you have just stumbled into is significant in size and has a very cathedral-like feeling to it. It has murals around the edges of the walls, those that you can see, hidden by dense spider webs. And in the floor, it looks as if it has some kind of memorial or dwarvish effigy carved into its very center. Curiously, however, there are 4 very large chains that descend into dark pits around the edge of this chamber, and each of those chains appears to be held in place by some sort of pin or lock. All of them are incredibly rusted and covered in spiderwebs. None of that, however, seems particularly relevant because standing in the middle of the room is your buddy, the dark-skinned demon of smoke. And as you enter, we will keep the initiatives from the previous round. As you enter, he starts to laugh. What are you doing, Petra?
Okay. And when other people were fighting him, because somebody else hit him, did that seem to do anything?
When other people
When-
were hitting him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was maybe just piercing damage, Petra. That's
Well, that again, it could have been an
concern.
illusion as well. But so anyway, Petra was like saying that, like, other people were able to hit them. Maybe it was just because it was only 1 arrow. So
Did you have Hunter's Mark? You can probably figure it out. Right?
Yeah.
yeah, I do. But yeah, so she's going to step in and again draw
Mhm.
back her bow and pew pew pew. Well, she's just going to do 1 pew for now. Well, let me just see. So a little hit and a d20 plus 9, 1, 2, 3. Oh, the 24.
24 is a definite hit.
Okay, so this time she's also going to cast a spell. So as the arrow flies towards it, she's going to cast a Hail of Thorns. So we'll do the damage of the arrow first, which is 1d8 plus 4 plus 1d6. 8. They really needed 2. Anyway.
Ah,
Oh, that wasn't right.
no.
No, it's supposed to be 1d8. 1d8 plus 1d6 plus 1 times 6. Oh, there we go. Okay.
That's better.
And then she's also going to cast Hail of Storms. Hail of Thorns I do apologize. So as the arrow shoots forward, it splits into many different ones. If there was somebody else standing behind him, it would hit them as well, but he just takes it. So I need a dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Dexterity saving throw, DC 14, and he
Second
rolled
level.
a 5. He fails.
So then he also takes 2d10. Well, he might not, but you know, that's. And then another 12.
Oh, very nice.
The same kind of damage, which again would be
Dealing out the
piercing.
damage. Very
Yes,
nice.
it's arrows splitting.
As they split and slam into him, he laughs and grows bigger.
Right, really, arrow. They don't work.
My arrows are broken. They're broken.
Fenshal, what are you doing?
I presume it hasn't been 10 minutes since I cast the protection from evil.
No, not yet.
Okay, good. So still protected by that. I'm going to.
Probably got about a minute of that left.
That's fine.
Oh, sorry, quickly, actually, as a bonus action, if arrows don't work, the piggies work. So as a bonus action, I can send in my little piggy.
Uh-huh.
Death by piggy.
It's gonna try and go. Well, you know, headbutt. It's bludgeoning damage. So it does. Well, it's melee attack. +6. Yeah. D20 +6. That's a 10.
This is the
D20
ugliest,
+6.
it's the ugliest little pig ever.
It is. No, 15.
15 to hit?
Mhm.
No good, sadly.
Bacon damage.
Yeah, making damage. Indeed, indeed.
Might be his one vulnerability.
Fenshal, what are you doing?
Yes. So still protected by the protection from evil. I'm emboldened to sprint at him, swinging my burning
Sprint.
flail,
Yes,
and I'm gonna smack him in the mouth.
make your attack.
Here we go. That is a 14 + 5, 19 to hit.
19 is just a hit.
Aha.
Ooh.
Let's see if I can figure this shit out. So it's D8, 2d6, plus 2. 11s, and 6 of that is fire damage. It's a magical weapon, so hopefully that's all good.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
No.
But he
Oh, sorry, I beg your
grows.
pardon. I forgot. I have the option to make a second attack as a bonus action.
Yeah.
He's a war priest, so I'm going to do that. Yep, that's 16 + 5 is 21.
Beautiful.
Same again.
Do it.
I will. And I'll tell him, existence is war. Faith is violence, and I'm its weapon. For another 11.
And you finish your speech, and he looks at you and says, "And you are a blunt weapon."
Well, yes. It's not sharp, it's bludgeoning damage. What's your problem?
All right, you win that round, you big meanie. Benoit.
Did he get bigger again?
It did.
Oh, shit. Right.
Mm.
What is Benoit doing?
Benoit's going to send in Claude. So Claude is going to run up
Claude? Yeah.
and do his pack tactic. Little. He's going to try and pinch onto the ankles of this big baddie.
Yes.
So I'll do that first of all, just to get that out of the way, because it's probably not going to hit. So pack tactics. 2d20 coming your way. I need a 17 or more.
Oh, natural 20.
So that's 2d8 + 7. Thank you
Claude
very
does a
much.
D8 damage?
Yes, he does.
How big is this cactus crab?
Big.
6 foot.
That's all you
It
get.
has a flick knife.
That's a flip knife.
That's no knife.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. My goodness. I will never look at a crab the same way again.
And Claude is happily He clacks his paws together very happily. So Benoit is gonna say, "Well, you camel-kissing coward, face me like a man," and he's gonna run away from from him over towards the right guy. He's gonna run towards one of the big chains. You mentioned something about a pin.
Yeah.
So he's hopefully gonna have a quick glance.
Left or his left or your left?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. All right, I like that. You go rushing over, and as you get to this large chain that leads into this dark space, you get a sense that underneath you there isn't very much space, but there is something very big hanging at the end of this chain. And looking up at the top, the chain seems to affix to the roof.
Oh. Okay. Do I get a free kind of like closer look?
No, sadly.
So I have to use an action to do
It's an action to... You do get the idea that if you just pull this pin, the chain is definitely going to move.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm going to pull the pin.
You pull the pin. As you pull the pin, the chain, for a brief second, it drops ever so slightly, and dust trickles down from the ceiling. But then it stops moving.
Okay. Well, there are 4 chains, so I assume I'm going to carry
There
on.
are indeed. Rolf, what are you doing?
You can never break the chains. And Fleetwood Mac chain starts playing.
Uh-huh.
The track has changed. And that was the same idea I had. I was going to use my special lunging dash
Yes.
to run past our lovely friend. Give him a little cheeky slap with the hilt of the sword as I run past, and then grab a bolt on the opposite side of the room, so grab a pin and pull it.
Grab a pin and pull it, he says. All right, so you're going to make an attack en route?
Yes. Do you think I
Alright.
have enough movement if I was dashing to make it to the other side of the room?
Yes, it's about 60 foot across.
Yep. Okay. Then that is what we shall do. And hearken, for it shall be done.
Well, let us see the dice roll first before we hearken anything.
Hearken upon the roll of the D20,
Nope,
which was
nope,
a mere 12.
Nope.
Hearken,
Nope,
but was
nope.
named.
Hearken for nothing shall happen except the running. The running
Yes.
shall happen.
And
All right.
across the room, please. Dealer's
Yes.
choice. A pin has been pulled.
You pull the pin. Again, the chain drops ever so slightly. The roof seems to shudder. And that's your actions. And
Oh, but of course he takes, and it is indeed 4 damage. I've reread
Oh,
it,
I see.
and
Yes.
it is the ability modifier, not the total
Right.
modifier. So it
Okay.
is. You are correct. The 4.
All right. Beautiful stuff. And it's still impressive that you do damage even when you miss.
Yes.
Lovely update, I think. Anyway, so you pull the pin, the roof tremors ever so slightly. It is now this beast's turn, and it seems to not even bother about Threnshaw, the pig, or the crab. It is now much more concerned with our Benoit and the Goliath. And so all that it does is it looks at you, and I will roll 1d4, 1, 2, it's Benoit. It's what number?
That was 2.
2.
It's a 2. Because I can't see it on my actual dice rolling screen now. I can only
Okay.
see it in my return feed to you guys. It's very weird. All right, so it's a 2. So Benoit's going after you, and that means I need you to please give me a strength check.
So 1d20, which is an 11 plus 3. Oh, no. Plus 0. 0. Just a strength check, right? Not a saving throw.
Well, it's a saving throw. Sorry, strength saving throw.
So a 14.
14. Unfortunately, a 14 is insufficient. Your limbs suddenly lose their strength, and you are incredibly, incredibly fatigued. It is almost as if you should just sleep.
This world says ennuyeux. Mais oui, this is the most French I feel all evening. Time to sit down, have une cigarette and du café.
Sit down and read some Sartre and smoke a cigarette, no?
And hate life, apparently.
Like this.
Love it.
All right, you are disabled until such time as you make a saving throw. By disabled, I mean that you have effectively received the paralyzed condition. Insofar as that is concerned, that is the end of the round. Go back to the top of the round. Threnshaw, what are you doing?
I shall follow suit with my friends. So I will, even if it's necessary to take an opportunity attack off this thing, I will make for another pin.
All right, you make for another pin.
Yeah.
I will make its attack of opportunity.
If he's a fiend, he has disadvantage. If he's a fiend or undead or anything weird like that, he's got disadvantage because of the protection from evil.
Very good. He has disadvantage. So he gets a 14 to hit.
That is a miss.
That is a miss.
Yes.
As he misses you, with his tremendous size, it sounds as if a gigantic slab of stone has just missed you. It makes such a deep whooshing sound. But you do get to the side and you pull a pin and the entire roof creaks, and the being, this creature, says, "Either you stop pulling pins or I kill the boy."
Kill the boy, then.
Is that a deception check or is that just a statement?
That's just Thenshel being a psychopath.
Okay, great stuff. Petra.
Oh, actually, just before we go, can I
yes.
also... Oh, forget it. Spiritual weapon is now a concentration spell. Never mind.
Never mind. Okay.
Come on.
Petra, off you go.
Kill the boy. But there's no trace of the boy in here.
Nothing you can see.
So maybe a case of, you know what? He just keeps getting bigger when we hit him. My arrows don't do any good. Also, you're paralyzed. I don't think I can make it across the room.
You could get to the fourth pin if you dashed.
Yeah, but I'm not a psychopath. So I think Petra is not a psychopath.
It's the quote of the evening. Yeah, but I'm not a psychopath.
Bondo.
Okay, so one of the others will probably do a thing on it. She's going to mosey on over to this thing, and instead of attacking it, I'm going to attempt to cast Cure Wounds upon it.
All right.
To see, and it might not do anything. It might heal it, but it's just getting bigger when we attack it. So I mean, what?
Yeah, I think it's better.
You cast Cure Wounds on it. What is your hope that the Cure Wounds will harm it because it's undead?
I think they're thinking, because she's not like the cleverest of people. She's not a total dum-dum, but she's like attacking's not working. You know, like we're hitting it, whatever. It just seems to be feeding off that. So like, what's the opposite of attacking? Healing. Kids. Just try. Do you know what I mean? I think that's her reasoning of just, you know, it's not responding to it. And also, because this thing's just mist and smoke and everything like that, right? Is the boy still in there? Like, do you know what I mean? So will the Cure Wounds cure the boy if he's been damaged, if he's still in the middle of this whatever creature or whatever?
Okay.
It doesn't work. It's just, that's just how.
Sure, that's your
No
thinking.
point making it bigger by firing more arrows at it.
It's not malicious, I'll give you that. Go ahead and roll the amount of healing that you do?
Indeed. 10.
10.
10. 10. So she just reaches out. And I have to touch it as well because it's cure wounds. So I have to, like,
Yes.
pat it.
You pat it.
Stay there.
The creature screams at you
Oh.
and shrinks.
Ooh.
Nice.
Rolf.
I run over to it and
You run
say,
over to it.
I demand, you relinquish the boy and let us leave, or I shall pour this health potion on you.
Curiously enough, it seems to smile. And it looks at you and says, "Go ahead. Harm me."
No, I harm you with love. It will be
Harm it with love.
yes, killing with kindness. How much does a greater healing potion do again?
48, I think.
Oh,
Is it 48 or 44?
44 plus 4.
44 plus 4. There we go.
Do that. Do you want me to roll all that?
Yes, please.
4d4 plus 4. Let us go. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 13.
13. Once again, the creature howls as if in pain and shrinks ever so slightly. On that note, we are at the end of the round. We come to the creature now attacks, and the creature, it's still larger than all of you. It will attack our dear archer, Petra.
Sentinel feet.
Oh dear. After I was so nice to it as
I
well.
feel like your pronunciation of sentinel feet requires me to pause.
Does.
Okay.
Guardian, immediately after a creature within 5 feet of you, halt from the creature.
I think you reduce the damage that she takes if she's hit.
Yeah, it sounds sentinel feet could be. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so it's going to swing. It's
Carry
going to
on.
attack. You're not preventing it from attacking. All right. So it
Something
swings wildly at you and gets a 21.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's a hit.
If it attacks a target other than me within 5 feet, I get to make an opportunity attack against it.
Beautiful. You get to make an opportunity attack.
Well, I'm
And in the meantime, you take 18 points of damage
Ow.
as sadness and despair washes over you and a great amount of pain.
Mm.
Are you taking your attack of opportunity? Rolf?
Yes, it will just be a regular health potion. That's
Make.
all I've got left.
A regular health potion.
Yes, or whatever we call it, the minor.
Oh, is that what you're
basic.
doing as your attack of opportunity?
Yes, it is. Following suit.
Throwing health potions at this thing.
Yes.
Go ahead, roll your health.
Which is, I don't have the stats in front of me. I can't remember what they are. I can't find it in the
A regular health
Personal
potion.
healing is 2d4 plus 2.
There you go.
See, this is why we love people like this. Encyclopedic knowledge. 4.
4. This takes us to Threnshaw.
Right. Right.
What are you
Healing
doing?
it. Abominable. Would not heal this thing. It must die. So I'm going to run for the 4th pin.
You run for the 4th pin. That's a dash action. Pulling the pin is a bonus action. You pull the pin, and the creature screams in anger. Not only were you slowly killing it with love, but as the final pin is pulled, all 4 chains suddenly pull down, and the ceiling is pulled open, allowing light to pour into this chamber, and it washes away all of the dark shadows, and the creature slowly shrinks creature, not the room. The creature slowly shrinks down and eventually completely vanishes and is replaced by the boy.
Do you yet live, boy? As I shake him.
He is pale and he looks at you. He's got arrows sticking out of him. It looks like he's been cut by a great sword, but he's also had a lot of magical energy poured all over him, and he's sopping wet in healing potions.
You are sticky. I shall leave you be.
Thank you, I guess. With that, you hear the door above rolling aside as you have completed your pledge.
Yes.
And the four of you happily return to the caravan and are awarded the golden brooch with the lapis lazuli inset into it. And that brings us to the end of our adventure and to the end of the stream, as a matter of fact. And a big thank you to everybody who donated. We made our target. I'm very, very, very happy with that. Thank you. It was hopefully fun for those of you that were playing. And we only mentioned the word once or twice, which I don't think is terrible.
Dungeon.
-3, you're dead. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for playing and for giving your time. I really do appreciate it. I know we went over slightly, so I thank you for that on behalf of CALM.
I know I had more fun. Shucks.
Yeah, what
a bummer, eh?
Yeah.
What a sacrifice.
What a sacrifice. A massive thank you to all of you for joining our stream and for making some interesting comments, which were very, very amusing. And of course, thank you to everyone who donated, and we really do appreciate it. Remember, if you do need any kind of mental assistance and you happen to be in the UK, you can get hold of CALM and they will be there for you because you have been there for them. And we have raised enough to get at least 10 calls, which is possibly 10 lives saved. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. Until next time, I wish you and yours the very happiest of gaming. And to everybody else, thank you, goodbye, and good night.